customized option on there. I'm not going to even bother with the recording section of this. So, with that said, we're just going to go live. I'll just download the VODs from Twitch, and then I'll upload them to YouTube. Long process, but, you know, that's at least something we can do. Just please let me know right now if the stream is all good. I do want to make sure that quality is okay for you guys. If that is the case, then we are all set. And now, yes, you get to hear the loud clacking sounds again. Alright, so before we get started, of course, main things I want to mention is two different donation things are going on right now. Of course, the big one being Proto Banham. Of course, we're trying to get him over to Evo. So for you guys that are here right now, the gist of what's going on at the moment is they did end up buying the flight pretty recently, just because, you know, we were able to raise $623 in one day. Like, it's actually insane. So definitely really happy to see everybody pull through for that. So the good thing is, like, he is confirmed to go at this point. But right now what happened was, like, his family had to really help him out with coming over here. And he did have some issues when he was returning back to Japan as well from CEO. Basically, one of the things that happened was he left over this pocket translator that he was using, and it was a rental one too. So he had to pay definitely some fine on it. I did send it back to him, so that way it wasn't as bad as it had to be. But something that happened with him. So financially, he's not doing super well at the moment. But so yeah, definitely the good thing I'll let you guys know is he will be at Evo. But definitely, if you really want to support him and see him at more events, definitely help out with this GoFundMe. He will be at Evo, but if you really want to see him do more, just show that you are there to support him. That's really the most important thing about this GoFundMe. And if you're feeling a little bit sleazier, or like me,
we had a little Mac getting
is,
ninth place.
What's going on? Oh, it's paused.
Yes, still did have a little Mac, man. Wow. Who would have thought, man?
Okay. Yeah, that was weird. Let me also change the audio to... There we go. Perfect. Yeah, basically I couldn't hear these things. So, also, you let me know if I need to balance out the desktop audio as well. I want to make sure that everything here is solid, so that's that. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so basically, help support Proto. He's, as you guys have seen from CEO, definitely somebody that is worthy of your attention to get to go to Evo. The other thing too is, if you want to see me help out support our boys Wisdom and Ozen. So actually the two people that we're going to be going over today at Evo. I would love to attend it. Unfortunately, you know, I can't exactly pay for the flight at the moment, just because there's a lot of things to do. Of course, move-in cost. I've basically got Japan locked down now, so basically, if I wanted to go to Evo, need some help with it. Obviously, I'm going to say support Proto before me. I won't even be competing there anyway, so it'd just be more just like support them. Of course, I'll create some content about going to Evo, places to eat over there, and what are the things that you can expect. But yeah, I mean, if there's any Evo to attend, this is definitely the one to do. Like, I think numbers wise, this is probably the biggest Evo that there's ever been. Like, Smash broke a record, Tekken broke a record, Eunice broke 1,000, which is crazy. I believe DBZ also broke 1,000 too, so the amount of people that are going to be packed in that arena is going to be absolutely insane. So being there would definitely be really cool highlight. So for me, if we get $350, I'll be able to go... Wait, 2 days? Doesn't sound right. Pretty sure I put the 29th. But yeah, basically... It's like about $350 for a round trip from here to Vegas, so not a bad price, but if you're going to donate your money to something, definitely donate to Proto Batman. If you want to support me for some odd reason, feel free to go ahead. You can see the donation button that's below in the Twitch thing. Also, of course, you can support me through Teespring as well, or subbing to the channel as well. So if you want to support me, those are all the ways to do it. And yeah, those were all go to the goal of just going to EVO this time. And with that said, let's finally get into this. So Snake versus Duck Hunt, Ozone versus Salem over here. This is what we're going to be looking at. So very, very recently in the Duck Hunt Discord, everybody was complaining about this matchup, saying like, oh, it sucks for Duck Hunt, it's unwinnable. The whole gambit that you guys are used to at this point with anything that's bad with Duck Hunt. To be honest, this matchup's really not that bad. It just, when you lose this matchup, it really exploits the negatives that Duck Hunt has. And I feel like that's one of the most demoralizing things. Like, when you lose with Duck Hunt, especially when you're controlling... It kind of goes back to Smash 4. Like, with a lot of those characters that really control the neutral, like Snake, Duck Hunt, no, not Snake, Sheik. I meant to say Sheik. Like Sheik, Duck Hunt, Diddy Kong. Like when you controlled the neutral, you're winning that much, and then like some DK just came out of nowhere, grabbed you 2 times, and you died. Really demoralizing. And I think that that same rule kind of applies to this matchup pretty heavily. For the most part, once you know how grenades really function, you should be controlling the pace of the neutral most of the time. And the biggest advantage that Snake has is that he's really, really heavy. So if you're doing rock kills, it's really, really hard to do that. And of course, since he's so strong, the rage will just like blow you up in your face if you don't get there in time to kill him. So the biggest thing that you want to make sure to do is you really need to know how to learn. You really need to learn how to kill this character. Duck Hunt's one of the few characters that can super abuse Snake when he's in disadvantaged state. You'll be able to kill him as early as like 120% or lower if you're able to kind of place your setups correctly. Those are kind of the main things that you, after you learn how to deal with grenades, that's really the next thing that you want to focus on. Where Snake's always going to kind of blow up Duck Hunt is if you are obviously off stage, disadvantaged state. Snake's advantage state is absolutely amazing. He's gonna deal damage. It's gonna be pretty hard for you to land. If you get to ledge, there's a pretty good chance you're gonna die if he has at least 2 or 3 things set up. As long as you're at that right percentage. There are some things you can do to just make sure you take damage and you can get back on stage. And the other thing, too, is you do need to make sure you know how to deal with Nikita. Really, the best thing you can sort of do for yourself is when Nikita's coming to you, just make sure you throw out the can at the correct time. You'll take the Nikita damage, but ultimately you'll take the can knockback. And by doing that, you'll be able to live to 150% guaranteed. DIN, you'll go straight up. And also with doing that, you can just up B even higher. And then if he sends Nikita after you, if you're in a good enough spot, you should be able to nair, fast fall, and land on stage, which means you kind of negate Nikita. Obviously, you still have to deal with the Snake at that point, but you're not dying by Nikita. And depending on if he even reads you correctly, you might even be able to just hit him before he hits you too. But of course, there's some other things that you can do as well. Like if you do that, you can also throw Can while you're in the air, up B, and then you can have Can actually absorb Nikita as well instead of it hitting you. So there's a lot of things that you can do. It's just you really need to be aware of it, and you really need to think about it a lot. So I've talked enough. Let's actually just watch this. So please let me know about the audio balance between the desktop and my voice. Because right now my headphones, it sounds okay, but I have no idea if it sounds okay on your thing. So just help me out here and let this intro play out. Let me know in the chat how the audio is.
I'm starting to find out that people close to me are furries and brownies. Okay?
Most likely. Gosh.
And I thought I knew like my friends a little bit better than I did, and then like
which one is more disheartening?
Only because Sonic Fox is a furry and he's the best in the world, I'm going to say the brownies. But yeah, I don't think that's saying much though. But regardless though, we had the opportunity to sit in the audience.
You get on audio?
And, kind of pick Salem's brain because Salem is just, once he gets to talking, he's an open book. He doesn't say much, but once that mouth opens up, it's go time. And so he was saying that, he knows how to go about this matchup. He knows what he's going to do.
Oh yeah, to give you guys a heads up, stream will probably end around 11:10.
He's going to do Salem things, and I mean, hell, I can't take anything away from
Okay, so definitely you don't really need to be worried about going in him.
him anything.
A couple things to keep in mind. You won't really see it on. Okay, cool. Thanks, Wisdom. On this stage, you're not going to really see this come into effect as often just because of the platforms, but more specifically, if you go to FD, you do need to keep in mind if a grenade does hit the can, it should send it backwards. There might be some weird rising times where it'll just still goes forward, but grenades thrown at the can, it'll go backwards. It'll also ping backwards as well. So with a stage like this, Snake actually has to be really, if you're up here, if you have the can up here, Snake has to actually be really specific on if he throws a grenade up here to really interfere with that. So keeping your can up in an area around, I would say above the battlefield platform, is a pretty good idea just because it forces Snake to really think about interfering with the can. And that even goes for an FD stage as well. Having these platforms here, of course, just kind of gives more of a visualization to it. Because, most people are used to throwing on the can on the ground. Snake, full tosses a grenade into you, and then it's just going to throw it back at you. Obviously, if Snake knows the matchup enough, he can jump, toss a grenade, and still hit you. But that's if the Snake really knows what he's doing. The other thing that you can do to sort of circumvent that is you can also place a gunman in front of you and then just have a can go around that as well. So keep in mind, you can keep the can above the grenade level. No matter what, you can ping it higher than any grenade that he's going to be able to toss directly at it. So that should sort of be one of your immediate goals if you're in that phase where you two are far away from each other, just because that gives you your free zone control. The most important thing is to get that cannon in an area where it limits Snake's options. When you do that, it forces him to not blindly dash attack, because if he blindly dash attacks, can should be there to meet him. And the other thing too is if he is throwing those grenades slower or lower, that it's going to just bounce off the can, and the can's not really going to mind it, just because when the can's on the ground, you toss a grenade at it, it's not going to move anywhere. So that's something to keep in mind.
It's won him some pretty tough matchups and some pretty tough sets.
Oh yeah, definitely collected some pretty amazing wins here in the first last season.
Yeah, the other thing too is being aware of when Snake's grenades are going to blow. And if you are able to get out something before him, definitely something super important. I would definitely say, if you're in a close proximity to him, you should have frame advantage over him. Let me just check something really quick. I've never looked at Snake's aerial frame data, but that's definitely going to be something pretty important. I know the one move that he has that's really quick is down air. Down air's something ridiculous. Down air. Yeah, Dare's frame 3. But in terms of hits that are in front of him, behind him, Ferris frame 23, so if you don't know that's slow, that moves slow as shit, so he's not going to hit you with that. Bear is frame 7, so that's decently fast. And Nair is frame 10, so if you're in front of Snake as Duck Hunt and you're both at similar percents, if you're able to hit him with Fair, you're going to be able to hit him every single time. The only thing he can do is air dodge down, but at that point you're just kind of at a neutral standing point. If you're behind him, you should trade with Bear, so at that moment it's just better for you to just avoid that move altogether. So don't even bother. If his back's facing to you in those moments where you both blow up, don't bother going after him. Just stay farther away. Of course, if you have lower percentage, you can hit him. But if you're in that similar thing, back, you're in danger. In front, just feel free to fair him, and you should be fair or bear him. You'll be all good. Dare's too narrow of a hitbox to really be something you have to worry about. So something to keep in mind when you both get blown up by a grenade.
In the PGR, getting a win on MK Leo, not too many people did that. So.
Not too many people can say they've done that. Usually when you play MK Leo on bracket, it's usually...
Okay, so that's a cool thing to know about. If you, for some odd reason, do get a clay pigeon out before he chucks a grenade or the Nikita missile, if you do blow up the clay pigeon, the particle hitboxes actually will at least detonate the Nikita, and then maybe at best you'll actually be able to just knock back the grenades too. So could be some useful things that we can look into later.
Bracket, or are you out of the bracket, man? You going home, one or the two?
And chances are you probably won't be knocked out of the bracket because there's no way MK Leo's gonna be playing on the loser side. So you really only got
one thing to keep in mind is if you guys don't know what cooking a grenade is, when somebody holds a grenade and they cook it, that means it's gonna basically they're holding it until it's ready to explode. So ideally they'll chuck it at you, and when it gets to your area, it should explode. If you see Snake holding a grenade, make sure you do not throw out a projectile, because that cook grenade is going to be an auto punish on you. Over there, Salem threw it a little bit too late to really hit Ozone in that moment. Just go back a little bit.
You really only got one option, man, and it's to hold that.
Yeah, that was back a little bit further.
Too many people can say they've done that. Usually when you play MK lane on bracket,
Yeah, see that blew it up directly. It's a 3-hit
Going to
move,
the
I
party
believe, or
bracket or
2.
you out of the bracket, man? You going home, one of the two.
And chances are you probably won't be knocked
Okay,
out
so
of
it'll
the
be right
bracket
here.
because-
So, yeah, so basically in that one moment, if he threw out a gunman or if he can or clay pigeon, immediately punished right there. So that's something you really need to keep in mind. And it's 3 seconds in this game. It's 2.5? Okay, so I was thinking Brawl. I thought Brawl was like 3.5. Okay, so 2.5 seconds. So yeah, definitely that's something you really need to keep in mind for this matchup. If he just pulled out a grenade, this is perfectly fine to throw out a gunman. You still will have frame advantage. You'll be able to avoid any place that it's going to go to, and you won't really need to mind it. So if you see Snake just like immediately pull out a grenade, there's no reason not to rush him. The biggest thing that you need to do in that one moment is you need to figure out what he does when he feels threatened. So does he spot dodge? Does he roll? Or does he just hold shield? There's a couple of things he can do, but he's very limited to what he can do once he pulls that grenade and he hasn't dropped it. Dropping is definitely the biggest key thing right there. Because like once he dropped it, then he could do any action out of there. And if you throw out an attack, you hit the grenade, of course you're going to blow up too. So, if they're a lower level Snake, you should be able to just run up and grab them every single time. There shouldn't be too much an issue. But if their immediate reaction when you run at them is just spot dodge with the grenade, then obviously you need to play around the spot dodge. The one thing that's kind of cool about being Duck Hunt is that you do have a number of options you can do from a range where you don't have to worry about the grenade explosion. If you wanted to be really mean about it, you can just F-smash them right there. It'll hit the grenade, and then you'll be far enough away, and you should be able to catch the spot dodge frames there. If he likes to roll, then obviously you just play around that. But like if he just holds shield, just toss him immediately, and then get out of the grenade area because that's going to explode shortly after you toss him. So that's a big thing to think about in those moments.
No way MK will be playing on the loser side. So you really only got one option, man, and it's to hold that.
Yeah, so in that moment right there, if you are at this percent disadvantage, the best thing you can do for yourself is just can out of it or air dodge. Air dodge, I think he should have been okay there. Canning out of it, you probably would have been in a worse position than Snake was, so wouldn't be the optimal thing. So definitely lower percentages. For the most part, make sure you air dodge. But if you think there's a chance that you can kill Snake, like let's say if Snake was at... If he was at 90%, if you canned out right here, if you DI'd to the left and he wasn't ready to DI, you'd probably actually kill him and you'd still live.
But my man Ozone has to hold that back here.
Now, by the back air, so.
What I'm actually really curious to see in this matchup is that both of these two characters have get out of jail free cards. Nair and then Can. So if your combos aren't tight, and even if they are tight.
Yeah, so see, that right there is the main issue. So if he pulled a grenade, he decided to fair him. The only thing he could really do was empty hop grab. So, like... Grabbing is so important against Snake, just because like it really forces him to play a big guessing game whenever he pulls those out. Problem is there's a lot of Snakes. Because of what he can cover in terms of aggressive options, but generally if you know how to respond to respect nade, and then he should not be playing another nade if you're close to him. Yeah, that's really the biggest thing. It's like once you start really respecting nade, like everything about it, then you're in a lot of trouble. But if you know when he legitimately can't do nothing when he has the grenade, or the grenade's not a threat in that immediate moment, that's where you can really like force him to break down, because that's really the most important thing. Some characters really can't do much just because they're slow, they're big, they have to deal with it no matter what. But when you have projectiles, you're decently fast too, and you have like good enough frame data to like force him to do things, then it's not too much of an issue. And the other thing too is we can really harass him off stage as well. Yeah, right now Ozone's just throwing out way too many clay pigeons, so by just being super like pigeonholed down that one path, he's just making it super easy for Salem to get anything done. Up throw there was a terrible decision. Snake's at 85. Forward throw would put him... Forward throw would probably put him like somewhere a little bit further off stage. I would say like in that midway point. So from there, what you could do is can up tilt, and then that way you cover that entire high recovery that he was definitely going to do no matter what. You can up tilt to there, jump up air, so then that way you've got like so many different things covered over there. So that way the main thing that you want to do when you have Snake up in the air, especially on a stage like Battlefield, is threaten the top platform and and the platform that's furthest away with you with Can. You want Can to end up over here, so that way he lands closer to you. The reason why you want him to land closer to you is that way you can come up with your much stronger punishes and just really destroy him. The biggest thing you need to remember, he's got two options. He's either going to air dodge, drop a C4, or he's going to come down with an aerial. And if he already has the C4 on the ground, then you don't even have to worry about the C4 drop. So knowing about that C4 is also extremely important too. But if you're forced him to aerial or air dodge, just punish him with an F smash. He's at 90% near a ledge. He should be dead. So yeah, it's really things like that you have to keep in mind. And the other thing too is if you can hit him with the can as close to the top blast as possible, you'll kill him at like 120%. So another really big important thing. My Snake does is go. Sits on A literally every single approach. He spot dodges in time. Might try to bait out the spot dodge until it comes out way too fast. He just kind of sits and waits because he feels like anything I do aggressively in that moment is way too converted. So I feel like waiting for nade to blow up by Snake is better than. Yeah, it really comes down to what you know about the player itself and how obvious you're being with your approaches. That's really what that comes down to. Like, definitely one of the best things you can do is like Nair is really good just because like that lasts a really long time. Like if you go for grabs and then he starts spot dodging the grabs, Nair's gonna be your go-to cover option. And if you do it correctly, you should be able to Nair. It taps him, and then you just go forward, and that way. You shouldn't have to worry about the grenade blowing up.
3% separating both these two. Up throw.
But yeah, see, by doing that up throw there, not only did he not know where the C4 was, he let Snake just kind of play neutral again.
Trying to use the C4 to cover himself, go back to the ground.
Did he catch the B reverse?
The other thing too is immediate camping is terrible against Snake. What you're supposed to do is full hop can, then jump up air. When you up air it, then your can's going to be all the way over here, and then make sure you're facing forward when you up air it, so that way it can shoot behind you. So that way you have this entire zone covered, and then you're ready to cover top platform and side platform and anything below with duck hunt. That is the optimal thing that you want to do whenever it's coming down to this position.
Sometimes your movement can be a little too nasty. Okay. If I have to rank like all the Snakes based on like the type of play style or whatever.
Yeah, there he fucked up. That was just supposed to be a down air.
Projectile conversion. Free.
Oh,
Free.
That's the other thing. If you hit Snake with the clay pigeon and he's not at death percent to back air, you down air him. The reason why you do that is when he's below stage, his recovery sucks ass no matter what you do. So there you can just go ahead with like another down air. You can even just blow up his Cypher with a can too. You have a lot of options available to you. So just be ready to down air him after those clay pigeons at those lower percents. If you hit him with down air at 90, he should just straight up be dead. So yeah, that's kind of what you want to focus on. There might be some stages where you can live that, but generally 90% you should be going.
Ally, rest in peace, has the best. He's just the best when it comes to exchanging blows in neutral.
Normals.
Yes, but I think when it comes to movement, great footwork. Just constantly moving and never stopping. I think Salem has. Yeah,
so in this moment right now, here, like Ozone completely flinched because he didn't see that the grenade was just right there and he tossed it. The biggest thing is if you see him immediately toss, if you throw out a gunman, just run straight at him. Just because like your gunman pressure is safe, grenade's not going to blow you up, especially on a stage where you have a platform up there. And we're a shorter character. That's important. Taller characters, you're fucked. You might have, if you play Duck Hunt as a secondary, that's going to be ingrained in your head. But you have, basically your gunman's going to pressure him. If he pulls out another grenade, that'll blow him up. So be ready for that. So just run at him and then just kind of see what he's doing at that moment. It's just, if he immediately tosses a grenade and he didn't cook it, that's free range for you to approach it with gunman coverage.
Oh wait, who's the other? There's the, is Uncivil Ninja, he's a Snake too, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, he messed up the back air there. The other thing, too, is up air may have been able to kill, but I wouldn't have said 100% sure.
Move is usually that duck bill.
Alright, dash attack here coming out from Ozone.
Approaching with Nair that situation. Yeah, Nair's really just for spot dodge covers.
Oh, wow. That was the most interesting air dodge I've seen all tournament.
Yeah.
Did it to the side, went down on the platform.
Right, man. Had the moves like Jagger right there. Okay, tossing the grenades at him here.
Oh yeah, see, so right there, you can't. If there's a grenade right behind you or above you, you can't throw out a clay pigeon. The only time a clay pigeon's okay is if he pulls out a grenade and you throw it, because that grenade can physically not fuck you up. So you gotta be super careful
Very
about that.
interesting here to see how these different projectiles are interacting with each other.
That was OD. The wave landed to the. Oh my god.
As you talked about, Salem having the amazing movement.
All right. Well.
Yeah, the other thing that's kind of nice is if you do know that the snake you're fighting is very dash attack happy, clay pigeon just will immediately punish that every single time. So you probably won't get a follow up off of it unless he does it super late. But it at least does like prevent him and knock him away. And if you're lucky enough, you might get a tech chase on a platform. So then that way you're just in a really good position.
Kind of struggling to get his feet set up.
Yeah, because of the grenade there, it's good they didn't go for another clay pigeon. Ah, yeah, no, he wasn't ready for the follow-up there. He committed way too hard to that clay pigeon earlier. Okay. Something that every Duck Hunt player needs to do, just because I saw it right here. Way too good of a setup that literally fucks any character that you do. Please, for the love of God, know your spacing of can summon to cover the 2-frame option of every single character there. Just because when you do that, it forces a really hard stage spike to tech in that moment. So then that way, when you do that, it falls down here, it's like they're really fucked. Of course, adjust it to whatever the recovery is of that character. In the case of Snake, because he has the Cypher there, if you know he's coming up with a Cypher, don't bother. But if he's like, let's say Snake is over here, and you know he's just going to like jump or air dodge here, just be right here, throw out that can. If he jumps up, you can ping it up, you'll cover it. If he somehow gets around that, he has to be on the platform down here. So if you see the opponent's character not going to up B with an attack, or if like the up B doesn't have a hitbox or has a hitbox, they're around here, you just know that spacing for that. Like that's where Duck Hunt should be planted, at that spacing where can will automatically 2-frame them and stage spike them, just because like they need to be ready to do that. Of course, off of that, it's going to be a little bit hard to be ready for the follow-up. But definitely, like, if you expect them to tech it, you just press it at the right time. And then if they do it at the right time, you can just run, turn around. So that way, if they're at high enough percent, you just back air them. If they're at a low enough percent, you can just down air them over here. So definitely, that's kind of the area that you want to be in that type of moment.
Only a couple more seconds before that grenade was going to detonate. Oh, up smash? You're OD. It's going to be forward smash. I think he was expecting a up air, though.
Ozone making his way back down to the ground there. Shout out to the gunman. Provided some coverage.
Yeah, so right there, he had the right to deal with the up smashes. That was pretty guaranteed. He just spaced it wrong.
Man. Nobody's pressing the button.
Like, shield, who needs that?
Okay, what's he doing with it? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that was really good coverage with the clay pigeon there. Yeah.
Off the stage, gets the back air.
Okay.
Oof. Running right into the dash attack. Oh my gosh. Chill, bro.
Yeah, downer's not going to spike you, so you don't really have to worry about getting hit by
He's probably looking for a
that.
back throw there, if anything. You know, trying to get Duck Hunt off stage. He knows that very similar to like Olimar. No hitbox on recovery. Nikita can certainly abuse some of these, lackluster recoveries.
Only hitting with one part of that recovery there.
Okay, that was really good patience from Ozone there. Because basically he knew if Snake got hit by the explosion, he was going to blow it back this way. If he air dodges back, he's got that covered for free. So that was really, really good positioning in that one moment over there. But the biggest thing that Ozone's really not taking into consideration, if you're playing on Battlefield, and I think in general, even like on FD, just because Snakes love going high, is just have your can ready to fuck him up over here. So if anything, what you could do is like jump the B reverse can, so then that way it's covering this whole area right here. Then you fall down, and then you can fall down with up air, so that way you can just cover him trying to come down above you. It's just, that's really like the best things that you can do for yourself here. It's just don't cover this way, cover over here, cover center stage and further away. You want him to come closer to you, and if he does go further away, you want to be able to punish him.
That was off the backboard right there. That's what that one was like. Down tilt, boom. Okay, there's the up smash, and then the up tilt just for good measure, just in case he decided to fall through the top platform. I like that. Salem always having a lot of his...
Yeah, that was really good on Ozone not to up air there. So what Salem just did is he pulled grenade, then immediately shielded here, so the grenade was just loose down here. So really wasn't too much Ozone could do, because even if Ozone empty hopped and landed there, probably by the time he finished throwing Snake, he'd get blown up by it. And then if he stood at the edge here, the grenade would still hit him. So
like it, but
all you can really do there is just pressure with projectile if you have it.
Sneakily, just chiseling their way back into, the lead.
Oh man, that was so bad. Ozone completely threw away that entire combo potential that he had there.
Coming out to play. Salem taking his time, realizing
that was yeah. So he had the mind there, but he wasn't ready to follow up off of it. If anything, that was the one thing I was looking at. Definitely okay. So if you miss a clay pigeon, remember you can use it as a mine. And the amount of follow-ups that you can get off of it just laying down on the ground, like that's such a big thing.
Tossing out these items and projectiles.
Down tilt. Okay.
Also, as always, guys, if you guys do have any questions midstream, just write out to me in the chat. I'll definitely look at it.
Right up there from Ozone. Got the nice safe damage. Knowing that he came in.
Yeah, see there, immediate punish on that Nikita right there just by having the gunman.
Really can't afford to take any more damage.
Yeah, so there he could have punished that dash attack, but he just didn't believe in it.
There's the clay shot. Okay, now this is where things get a little hectic right here for Snake, because at this percent here, if Snake finds himself off stage...
Yeah, so there he wasn't paying
attention.
attention.
It does matter. Oh, no,
yeah, you can't do much there.
Goodbye. Yeah, mini games. That's what Salem likes to call those.
Yeah, like at that moment, the best thing he could really done is try to hit it with a can.
It makes sense though. You know, when Snake is off stage, he's in the Cypher animation.
Don't the grenade's gonna kill you? You might as well go and try to get the trade right.
Might as well.
I mean, you can't do any worse when you're sitting at 150, except for dead.
I mean, yeah, because at 150, you pretty much gotten the most mileage out of your stock anyway. So you can't really be too.
Okay, that was really good. So basically, instead of going for an empty hop fair or empty hop grab, it empty hop clay pigeon. So something about that is if he goes for an attack, clay pigeon's gonna blow up. So that way it'll auto punish him too. The other thing as well is if he tries to jump out of shield with that, clay pigeon's gonna catch him. And of course, if he drops shield, you're gonna catch that as well. Basically, the best thing he could have done in that instance is just spot dodge if you read it. But other than that, like that clay pigeon is gonna capture a lot. And if he goes for the slow toss, he might be able to even beat out like the spot dodge cancel too if their attack's quick enough. Like in this case, if he tried to up tilt out of it, clay pigeon would have punished.
What the duck?
All right, so Ozone, they're starting off with a very explosive start to the game.
So unfortunately, I haven't really been able to theory craft what's really our best stage to go to against Snake. I personally haven't been able to play the matchup enough and really think about all these scenarios enough. But so far, I think triplights are actually really good for us against him.
Side of the stage on purpose to get him to recover the way he did. Oh, get out of here! Don't touch me, sir. Hands off the bird.
Having a can to provide that coverage, runs right into the
yeah, I think he should have poked him right there.
What started off as such a good game for Ozone. Salem was just able to bring that first stock.
We're not kicking dogs out here, okay, man? Like a girl just got canceled for throwing a cat. Now we kicking dogs. That's what we.
Yeah, we had a girl that got canceled for giving a cat alcohol too, man.
Oh, that's the same girl, man.
Oh, and she kicked the cat too?
No, she threw the cat. She threw the cat and then she gave him alcohol. That's actually ridiculous.
True. I wonder if the cat can still land on his feet even when it's intoxicated.
I would not be surprised, man.
Yeah, so right now, Ozone's just going for way too many hard reads, especially on Yoshi's story where Snake's at 161.
The fact that he dropped C4 meant that he was going to have to jump.
So,
I'm like, well, do you really want Ozone?
Definitely, once he committed to that attack, that's when you need to be ready to punish that. You're always looking for that action from Snake when he's in the air, and you're looking just to immediately punish that with any move. So back air is normally you're going to be a go-to, but of course you can do up air too if he's high enough, but since he's in the side blast, and back air is really what you want to do since you can be further away and a little bit disjointed.
Air dodge up there. Very strange.
Living life on the edge, man.
That's right, man. Literally living on a prayer right here, man. Tapping into his inner Bon Jovi. Okay, here it is.
Man, the ledge.
Oh my God, the duck.
Wow.
Yeah, so you got to remember it's pretty easy to get out of up air now. It has like the opposite effect that it used to have back in I did actually not know that these rotate that way. It
It
has the opposite effect of what it did in Smash 4. Smash 4 is impossible to get out of. Now it's way too easy to get out of.
He's beat some pretty notable Midwestern threats as well too, so he knows how to tangle with some of the best in the world. Oh my goodness, clay shots up smash, damn.
Just like that. Oh,
Yeah, so there we go. See, this is
wow.
why your clay pigeon chains are so important. So instead of Snake living at 160, 170, 180, let's see where that started at. I think it started at 70. Okay, wait. That's not the stock we're looking for. Okay, here we go.
My goodness, clay shots up smash, damn.
Okay, he died at 60%. Drill that into your head. I killed my opponent at 60% with Duck Hunt. This is why your clay pigeon chains are important. Are they hard? Yes. Are they worth it? Yes. Do you guys probably spam them? I would say 80% for you, that's probably true. If you're going to spam them, make them worth it, make them count. That's one of the issues that Raito has right now. He throws out this move endlessly, and a good amount of them do land. And of course, sometimes he misses, he dies. But the thing is, if you're going to be throwing it out that much, you better damn know you're confirmed off of that, because you're going to kill that motherfucker at 60%, and this is a super heavyweight. If you do it to Marth, Lucina, they're auto dead at 60%. It's not even like a question. Like here, if he hit him with a back air, maybe he would have lived. As you saw, even off of that down air, he didn't exactly die because he didn't have rage on him. He has 68%, so that's not too much, especially since it's Ultimate and not Smash 4. Never underestimate the value of killing early with this character. Duck Hunt was given really, really good early kill confirms in this game, and you really need to know them if you want to play him at a top level. Of course, you can always go for the wait out strategy with him, which is like I do my two pieces like clay pigeon up air, clay pigeon back air, clay pigeon nair, or I just hit him with can until he dies. But like against a character like Snake, he's living to 180 most of the time if you're not good at edge guarding him or hitting him when he's up in the air. If you don't have that down, you need to be expecting to play a 6-minute game every single time. By knowing how to do this, like you will know how to kill him ridiculously early. You'll be able to turn the tide against him if you're down a stock, and if you're up a stock, it's fucking hell for him. Like these are things that you really need to know. Like, there's a lot of people that meme like, oh, don't go for your second clay pigeon, but if you know it's going to hit and you practice your confirm, don't fucking doubt yourself. In the words of Brood, I went for the back air because I knew it would hit. When you go for the clay pigeon, you should know that your second clay pigeon's going to hit. You don't second guess it. You just go for it. You already have to whenever I play Smash in general, I look for what is the winning goal that I'm trying to go for in that moment. So most of the time, if you're 0 to 60%, you're just looking to tack on damage. Now, there's certain characters that I can kill at 60%, and if I really need that comeback factor, I'm really looking to set up those situations. So whether it's to get them to air dodge, throw an attack in a specific area, so that way I can clay pigeon them, or I can just get them to ledge trap them. That's what my goal is at that moment, is playing around that. Most people play to hit their opponent, and they don't really think about the steps afterwards, or what they're really trying to get for the long term. Really think about that long-term goal and what that current goal is at that moment, instead of just, this is damage, I am okay and good. Duck Hunt allows you to play 3D chess, and when you have that 3D chess mentality in there, you're going to be able to do a lot more than you're going to expect. It's just something that you have to figure out what setups you're comfortable with doing and exactly how you want to use them in general. If you love playing games where your opponent's at 200%, then by all means do it. You can do it super easily with this character, but yeah, don't be surprised if you just completely blow a lead that you had when they were at 190%. Yeah, no, seriously, just have faith in your hits and practice it. If you have access to a console, you can just practice in training mode. Do that. Play against CPUs. CPUs aren't going to help you out in neutral, but they will help you out with their confirms. Their DI is completely random, so by having that, you're able to adjust yourself on the fly to whatever that CPU is doing. Then you should be pretty good with comboing your opponent too. So that just things to keep in mind.
Just like that, Ozone is back in the lead. Oh, wow. He walked that man across.
Yeah, see, 60%. He's dead.
No, he did not. Oh,
Like,
what the
Ozone was
duck?
losing this
What
game
the
until he
duck?
got that.
Said, hey, bro, we gonna have to get rid of you. It was like, you remember when you kicked me?
What the heck?
When the dogs get revenge, bro.
Oh my God! Please don't bite me, Mr. Post.
See, like there, right there,
I'm just a
he had
mailman. Please
full
don't bite me.
full free range to just close in the
Wow,
distance
wow.
on.
That was
So, okay, let me explain how good of a position you're in. Where was
okay.
it?
You know, kind of not Ozone's favor, but again, Ozone
Oh,
has
fuck, I
some
went
free,
back way too
In
far.
the lead. Oh, wow. He walked that man across you. It was like, you remember when you kicked me?
What the heck?
When the dogs get revenge, bro.
Oh my.
Okay, so let's look at this scenario right here. He just pulled a grenade and tossed it, uncooked. Ozone threw out a gunman. So this is what you have available to you. First of all, you're going to have a gunshot that's going to go across, and it's going to interrupt any move that Snake's going to do. So if you run forward, if he attacks you, you at least have a guarantee there is going to be a gunman bullet right there. So if you run, you shield right here, and Snake tries to do an action, then your gunman's going to immediately punish him. Now let's say Snake tries to roll behind you. Not only do you have a gunman, but there's a grenade here that's also going to blow up as well. And you have to remember that grenade's also going to blow up Snake too.
God, please don't bite me, Mr. Postman. Please.
See, this is where that grenade explosion was. So if he ran forward, shielded right here, Snake has to dash and grab him if he wants to get over there. The gunman was able to shoot while the grenade was still bouncing. So that way, shot, explosion behind you. Snake's completely cornered in that one instance right there. So when you have that setup there, like he has an uncooked grenade and your gunman's out and blocks it, you control so much more space than you realize in that type of moment right there. So definitely look to take advantage of those situations right there. Like honestly, one of the best things you can do is gunman, run here, shield, then like just start a roll when the gunshot goes off. And then when that happens, you should be able to jab him. And then if he rolls in, then the grenade gets him, and then you're able to like start your up air right there because he'll be launched above you, and you'll be able to get a juggle off of it. Or if not, just carry him across the other side of the stage. So, no, really think about things like that.
I'm just a mailman. Please don't bite me. Wow. That was that wasn't even right. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
like
right.
there,
That's
I was
right.
understood in
Okay,
pressure him when he was on the
Good Jets,
platform.
good
When he had
momentum.
all the time in the
There's
world,
still
just like
uphill.
run up and fair
Very,
him.
very good right here. Let's get our ducks in row.
Yeah, so right there, that was
gosh,
kind of
the
good.
up air is coming
There
out
wasn't
here from
really a
Ozone.
reason for him
He
to
has the crowd
need
on
to
his
up
side,
tilt the
man.
can.
He's playing a character like that guy.
The
Snake.
can sitting right there was kind of
Lower
useless.
tiered character, you're
So
always gonna get
I
the
think
hype
actually
from
up tilting the can would have been better.
I mean, not only
But
just that, too.
you know, he at
Listen,
least
Salem-
made himself ready to
Salem was
punish
like,
Snake.
you know, he was never-
If should anything else
Salem
happen.
was never meant to be a Smash 4 guy, never meant to be the ultimate guy. He knew that he was the demon when he came in. Nothing more, nothing less. No way.
Got the frisbee.
Oh,
Yeah,
for the
that
love
should have
of
been
God.
down air there.
All right, don't feed the
Wouldn't
ducks.
have killed him.
For the love of God, don't feed the damn ducks.
Snake
Okay.
having a hard time making it back onto the stage versus this duck hunt here. Alright. Knocks the can
Yeah,
forward.
that's the other thing too. You got to make
Back
sure you don't
up
let your
too,
shield
but
get
doesn't
too
need to
small.
outmaneuver the grenades because the platforms are so high in comparison to the slants here on the left and right sides of the stage. So he's in good shape if a grenade falls on top of him for the most part. What's he going to go for? Okay, micro spacing.
Yeah, so the other thing too that you need to keep in mind is if there's a roll situation and one of your options is taking the grenade hit, more than half the time the grenade hit's not going to kill you. You just need to see how close the grenade is to Snake, because Snake can combo off of them, and depending on what your percentage is will determine really if you're in a bad
Walking
spot
with
or
micro
not.
spacing as well too, and that's a testament to how great his Bayonetta was back in Smash 4. Walking, you got more options out of your walk animation.
See, like right there in those moments, that's kind of a bad area to put cannon. It's just like
Alright.
down there on the
Also
ground.
right there above Salem.
Oh my God.
Making sure he can't oh,
I'm
wow.
scared.
Yeah,
I'm
the air
scared.
dodge through it.
I'm scared, dude.
There's just so many explosions to keep track of here in this matchup.
Yeah, there he messed up,
and as
but
I say
yeah,
that,
he does.
can't keep track of them all, man. Every
Wow.
dog has his day. Every dog gets a game, man.
Wow. This is why you don't kick dogs. They do stuff like this to you. Wow. who would have thought, man? You know, Salem, when we talked about him possibly having to fight Ozone earlier, because I know the bracket wasn't quite as far along as it is now, obviously. He was saying that, you know, he has a lot of these matchups where, you know, the projectile-based characters. Let's go ahead and get a quick replay right here. All right, let's go ahead and break this one down. So obviously, that's right. There's the clay shot right there into the up smash. Now this is where it all started. And then he got the platform too. Boom, one more.
Delete the footage. Delete the footage.
Gucci, get ready.
Alrighty. So FD, okay, finally I get to really think about this. So let's see the main things that you got. So the most important thing, as I did mention before, is whenever you're on a flat stage, it's a little bit easier to do when you're on Kalos, because they have those side platforms. Keep your can above that lower platform, just because if Snake wants to interfere with it, he needs to commit to it. And that gives you a lot of power, because that forces Snake to jump when he's in the air. Not really as good of a position for him, especially if you're in front of him. And the main thing you have to look out for is, like, you know, if he does commit to interfering the can's going to go back at you, but it should land, like if he hit it there with a grenade, it would just fall somewhere right there, so not too far. So make sure you really close in during those moments. Like I would say, if you threw the can in the air there, and he's trying to chuck grenades and it bounces back, throw out a gunman here so that way he can't land. And then that way you're able to control a lot more.
Yes, that Ozone was able to extend those combos with.
I agree.
It definitely seemed like in that last game that Duck Hunt was benefiting from the platforms more than Snake was.
Took a lot of unnecessary percent because of the platforms. You're very correct. And
Yeah, so right there he could have just F-smashed him.
That too,
but
but I think
he wasn't ready
it's
for
not
it.
necessarily a matter of what they both gain. In this stage, it's more about taking away an option that you don't want your opponent to have, but you also kind of get a lot off of that said option as well too. So he's just like, you know what, the necessary evil is for me to take away my platforms as well too, because Snake can do some cool stuff as well. But if it means
So right there, Ozone's just kind of being dumb. He's just sort of going forward the entire time. The thing that sucks in that moment right there is, like, even if he air dodged away, Snake's dash attack will still cover it. So really the best thing you can do for yourself is when you land, just throw out a clay pigeon. So that way you're going to be able to interrupt that dash attack of Snake. And you're not going to put yourself in a position you don't really want to be in. Operate against Snake in neutral. When it comes down to his nades and his dash attack, definitely going to work on what he does when he's chilling with his own nade. Tell me to do nothing with this happens, because Snake will either take a plus on block attack that I can take advantage of, or he'll try and move away with his no nade, and you can take advantage of that. Yeah, no, Nikita isn't really that bad. It's if you're far away off stage, that's when Nikita's bad, especially when you're below. Yeah, so like, okay, if Snake does an uncooked nade and chucks it at you, then you can do a lot. But the biggest thing about what you're saying there is you need to make sure you're in a zone where doing nothing, like, is the most threatening thing you can do to Snake. So let's say this can is where you are, Snake's over here doing nothing with his grenade. Doing nothing over here is going to do nothing. You pull out a projectile at that point, like can, clay pigeon, or gunman, he gets an advantage. You need to be close enough to him where doing nothing is threatening. So if you're right here, and then like he just tosses it at you, then depending how cooked it is, then, you know, he can get an explosion in there, and then probably like auto dash attack or dash grab. But the thing is, that kind of comes down to a 50-50 situation right there. And I don't know if I don't know how often Snakes really want to gamble with that. Of course, you're going to get some wild ones that will. But I think for the most part, a Snake will just kind of pull out another grenade. And if you're this close to them, they're in a really bad spot there, just because, as you mentioned, when he pulls out that grenade, he doesn't have too many options available to him. So that's really just like something to think about there. It's like, make sure if he is cooking that grenade, you're in a position where it's really bad for him to be cooking it.
not taking a bunch of crazy, you know, clay shot conversion damage. He's like, you know what, I don't need these platforms at all.
And this game number 2 just started off crazy. To start, Ozone took 123 unanswered percent, but Salem has slowly started to claw his way back into this one. Oh no, the can.
So yeah, that's something to think about too, is the Cypher can blow up the can sometimes, so if you place it correctly, you can just get a free stage spike off of that. You can at least stay out of his grab range. You're in a spot where you can shield dash attack on reaction, but you can also run in and begin. Yeah, that's pretty much the thing. So, you know, just because we say do nothing, that doesn't mean literally do nothing, make sure you're in the right position where doing nothing is the best thing you can do. That's the most important thing there.
Right there. Sitting at that percent, definitely going to be untechable there. Right, it's got everything on the ledge.
Oh no, these are
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why he didn't go to the ledge right there. You gotta take that. At that point, he actually could have up-aired it, and it should have at least gone away.
Yeah, you can't do anything, bro.
That's good he was at least aware of the grenade
hey,
there.
Let's go play the you can't do anything game over here, man. Get some tickets.
All right, got the gunman out. Shout out to the gunman blocking these grenades, keeping ozone zone strong.
Right. Let's see if Salem can put a hole in the ozone layer.
Yeah, I don't really like that use of clay pigeon there, just because like I don't.
Okay, he's doing just that.
You were only gonna land that really off a hard read. Of course, at this percentage, clay pigeon would lead to a really good kill, but you know you could have smash him too. So there, okay, that's something I gotta talk about. I don't see any duck hunts abuse this anymore, and it breaks my fucking heart. Remember that if your opponent is out here, you can F-smash them. You can charge F-smash so your range is longer too. So that way you have a much better chance of clipping them when they're over here. So throw can, make them air dodge, hit them with F-smash. Like that's all you really need to do. They're dead at 90 or below.
Okay, nice. Burns to air dodge. Oh, you're getting down tilted. No forward tilt, of course, not close enough. And again, we're kicking dogs.
At that point, you just got to come down with an air and hope you stuff him out. Or air dodge. Because if he dash attacks you, you're not dead.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my
see?
God!
What? See? Let's look at what percentage Snake died again. Okay. Snake is at 104.
Oh, no.
And guess what?
Oh, no.
He's fucking dead. Like, this is why I will always emphasize this. K9, I know you're not watching because you're the one that always talks about those. But, guys, know your clay pigeon confirms that gets you the kill. So that way you're not stressing the set. It's that important. Now it is an even game instead of playing 80% more to get that kill. Those confirms, those early KOs are so valuable to a character like Duck Hunt, and especially in a matchup like Snake. You need to get those early confirms and look for those moments where you know you can get those confirms too. There's like one of the big issues with Ozone in this set, and I would even say extending to Rito too, is there's a lot of times people are going to be throwing out Clay Pigeon sort of in neutral, but they're not going to be able to get any meaningful punish off of it. It's like, yeah, you might get some positioning, but you're not really getting much more off of this than the risk. The only time it's really worth it is if you see them landing with an air dodge, like a directional air dodge away, if they're landing with an attack where you know Clay Pigeon's going to hit them. Then it's like, okay, you should be able to get another hit off of it or something like that. But no, like when you get to a high level, Clay Pigeon is super important. It is not a neutral tool. It is a punish tool, and it is a damn good punish tool. Like it really does change the way that Duck Hunt can kind of play this game, just because the move itself is way stronger than it ever was before. Like before, you could get the double CPs, but it was only on very select characters where it was sort of reliable. Where in this game, you can basically get it on the entire cast. Obviously, these small light characters are the hardest, but you can still do it just because the frame advantage that we have now. And they die even earlier than that, so it's just, we really need to keep that in mind.
Damn, the double clay shot into the up air.
All right, just when you start to think.
But definitely the most important characters to get it against are these heavier characters and the human-sized ones.
I think otherwise.
So there, he fast fell too quickly after that up air, just because of the air dodge. He just wanted to fall with Nair, not fast fall it.
All right, gets rid of the can. I like that instead of
yeah, so there he actually would have won the set there, because if he double dipped, Snake was dead. Because that's a okay, so Snake, that is one thing I do have to mention, is Snake is never a character you need to be scared against double dipping. He's not going to go left, he's not going to go right, he can only go straight up. So you down here once, you down here again, it's free. It's literally free. Your hit just has to hit the cipher, then you don't even have to worry about taking damage from it. And once you hit him down, it takes a while for his momentum to go up. Like, he has to jump and up B. If he doesn't have that double jump, at a certain point, he's just fucked off of Cypher unless he has the C4.
Alrighty. And this is what's going to happen, man. You're going to get into a shootout, man. You're going to get into an arms race. Who's going to press the projectile?
And the C4's on stage like this, and downer just automatically kills him.
And as you see in this case right here, he's tossing out a lot of grenades, but they're being stopped in their place here by Clay's shot and by the can.
So like right there, that was a really good bait that Ozone had. So basically he's waiting for grenades. He did that full hop there to make Snake come in. So he obliged, and because the gunman blocked the grenade, the explosion was going to happen there. So as long as Snake did any attack or action, that Clay Pigeon was going to get him, and he could definitely have like either gotten the kill or put Snake in a really bad position. Or get into a point where the next move would have killed Snake.
Shield's not looking too healthy though.
No, sir. But I'm loving that these matches are coming down to like these nail-biting finishes. Not a lot of percent separating both of these two, as you see
Yeah,
right
so
here.
right there, you know, lost the out of shield option.
Option.
Yeah, at that point, you just had to air dodge, up you back. You've been okay.
That dude was doing Pilates or something.
That's so. Get you a man that's flexible, I guess, right?
I think Snake showed Wii Fit Trainer everything she knew.
I guess.
You ain't moving like this, girl.
Wii Fit Trainer wishes she could be flexible like that.
One thing you can do to always be kind of tricky there is you can air dodge behind them, so then that way they have to guess to turn around. But you can't do like a straight horizontal air dodge. You need to do like a down and diagonal air dodge, so that way it's ambiguous if you cross them up. Because if you do that, he up tilts, you actually should be able to F smash him.
Health insurance is what they're screaming. Okay, I don't know what that means. I mean, but if I could,
But yeah, no, overall, I do feel like tri-platforms are probably the best stage to go for as duck hunt. On a stage like this, I feel like it's pretty even.
I look old enough, right?
Sure. Well, this would be my grandpa. Can you do that? Can a grandparent put a? I guess you can. You just have to claim custody of me, though.
Yeah. So right there, because Ozone didn't go for Clay Pigeon number 2, he might have just dropped like an early lead right there. Like that's kind of the thing that you have to think about it. If I'm not going for my best punish, then I'm not even playing at my best at that moment. Like there, Clay Pigeon, one more Clay Pigeon, and then he should have been able to double jump down air him right there, and then or up air him. Up air, I don't think it would have killed because it's Snake, but considering that up air was pretty fresh there, it may have. That's the other thing too, is Clay Pigeon takes away from the scaling of your moves that kill. So that's why it's never really a bad thing to do. There we go. We had a really good air dodge there.
From Ozone didn't only stop it from going for a conversion, but it also made it
yeah,
even
that
harder
was
to land and get
bad. He had to like full hop, air dodge, and then it would have been okay.
Right there, stopping him from rolling.
Least preferred stage? Okay, so no, Smashville's not that bad. Smashville's fine. The biggest thing with Smashville is whoever hits the opponent off stage is just going to be fucked completely. That's kind of this matchup in general. The biggest thing I would say is I doubt you would have really trained on... if you haven't trained on Lilat or Yoshi's Island Brawl, don't even bother going there. Just because if you don't know how to deal with those grenades on a slant, just don't do it in general. I would say those two are the ones to avoid. Just because those slants will come into play most. Yoshi's story, the slants are small enough that it's not going to really cause too much of an issue for you. And it's not like those slants really alter the way grenades work. The other ones are perfectly fine. The ones that you really want to avoid is Yoshi's Island Brawl and then Lilat, because those slants really affect the grenades. And Snake's positioning with his setups on Lilat specifically are really good. The one advantage we get on Lilat is we can sneak under a lot of things on the slants, and if you use the can correctly, those platforms are actually really good for getting around the grenades. But other than that, you need to practice those. That's what it comes down to. Whether they're good or bad stages, I'm not entirely sure, but it's just more of knowing what you've practiced and not. And you need, I think for Yoshi's Island Brawl more specifically, you need to practice that matchup specifically on that stage to really be comfortable with that one. So, least one, Yoshi's Island Brawl. Number 2 would be Lilat. That's just me.
This up smash might land on me and kill me. Right, very interesting to see this game being ran back to Final Destination. But then
see, like right there, he got the sour spot, and he up air might have been able to kill. Probably not, just because he's pretty fresh at that moment. But yeah, no, like definitely, these just aren't things that you can draw.
Say that we see the combos coming out of Ozone.
He got ducked. Oh no.
Oh yeah, there he tried to go
Nice
for an up
use of
smash,
grenade
but
right
because
there.
there was a
He got
grenade there, he
forward
couldn't do
smash. I
it.
think that was down smash actually, not forward smash.
Yeah, so up air.
So it's
Actually,
hard
up
to see
air
those gunshots come out
probably
from
would
the
have
gun
killed
and
that
actually
high
start
up to
to
the
figure,
Bazo.
like, which way they
That's
go
okay.
smash
That's the
attack.
other important thing is you have to remember Clay Pigeon is slowly carrying you up. So when you're up there, that up air is going to kill earlier. So after those two, even though he was like at 112, I think, he may have been able to get the kill just because it was less stale and he was closer to the blast zone. So that's another thing you got to think about.
Okay, no convert, no follow up afterwards. Very smart, playing it safe.
And
That
see,
was
like
down.
right now, Ozon's
I
just
knew
kind of
that.
getting desperate for the kill.
Alright, there's a can right there. Salem trying to make it back to the stage.
Okay, landing. No B reverse. No, actually, let's do the directional air dodge back to the ledge. Very, very
That's the
good.
other thing too is like once Cypher is gone, just throw out an F smash here because even if he air dodges, you're more likely to catch
I
it.
was actually waiting for the B reverse grenade toss into something. Oh no. Man, he is just,
Yeah,
he's
knocking
getting
the
burnt
other
up.
way.
Oh no. No way. No, no, no,
Oh wow!
no. Okay.
Trying to use his own.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so that,
Yeah, there Ozone
good
covered any
Cypher,
option he had
but there
to
we,
survive at that moment.
We saw Ozone trying to use the duck hunt makeshift kill throw combo. He doesn't really have a kill throw, but if you throw somebody into a can,
Yeah.
So that was a good idea there because if he teched in place or teched away, that would have covered it. But Salem just chose the one that didn't cover.
I mean, you have, obviously, you have full control, like which way the can is going to go. And then again,
Oh, he should have
like
jumped
this,
it up
where
air.
air dodging is so essential. Like, I mean, I feel like that move is even more deadly in Ultimate than it was. in
That's
Smash
gonna kill.
God damn, but there's the nair right there, closing out Ozone's second stock.
Yeah, like there, that F smash was the greediest thing in the world.
Nice play shot, get off me.
So if he delayed the shot there, he actually would have been able to combo off of that.
ooh, okay.
Yeah, he's
Landing
seen
the
the grab coming. He's seen it coming.
He was like, you know what, this guy's about to shoot me. I gotta block it.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh,
What's a
Yeah,
shield?
so
bro, that was actually the nastiest trap
yeah,
ever.
there that was supposed to be a back air, but because he didn't go for the
Okay.
back air,
So he's gonna go.
He didn't get
reverse
that
already.
stock
Nope.
lead.
Okay, I think he actually already reversed in the air. And that time
see, like
actually
right
reversed
there,
the
he was
air
trying to
dodge
call
get
him
back to
out,
the
rolling away or spot dodging.
We're starting to see
So
better
on one hand,
Ozone
it was
off
a
the stage than we are
he
as
chose
Dawangthang
that
today,
correct option that would get him out of it.
Taking care of Nikita there with the can. Makes sure he's able to approach the ledge to get a down throw. Gonna roll out, of course.
The only thing that I will fault Ozone for is the reads that he's going for. I haven't really seen
Ooh,
Salem
Ozone getting
choose
hit
that
with up
option.
smash, almost dead.
What I'm more
winner
suspecting that
side
he's
of
doing in these
bracket
moments is
life.
he's going for
They're
options
on the
that he's
line
seen
versus
other
Salem,
people do.
right?
And he's used to those working out, but it's not working out on Salem because it's not really the options that
Grenade
Salem
still there as well
chooses.
too. I mean, he's just outmaneuvering everything. His projectiles and Ozone's.
You realize, like, you know what? My shield's kind of low. This grenade's about to blow up. It's probably gonna poke me here through the bottom.
What the
Ooh,
hell?
wow,
What is this
using the-
movement, Salem?
Yeah, almost made it back to the stage there, man.
But yeah, and then he messed up there.
And it. Bark. Bark, bark.
Which one's the stay?
Indeed, wow. All right, well, Salem.
Okay. There we go. At least we now have that. But yeah, so overall, Ozone didn't play the match badly. I would say he only played it bad in that last game, and he got really, really desperate for the kill quite a lot. Outside of that, he played it pretty decently. He knew how to deal with grenades very well. The recovery could have used a little bit of work, but he wasn't the worst against Nikita. I'd say he had like a C- for me on that. So a little bit more he could done. He never tried to can out of it. That was definitely a big thing. And then the run up smash, yeah. And then when he did go for the follow-ups off of Clay Pigeon, he killed him. When he didn't kill him. Like that's why that stuff is so important. It's just you need to make sure you're doing that. So yeah, I mean overall that's like a B- effort. He was doing good for the most part, but it's like when it really needed to come together, that's when it really fell apart. And so that's the biggest thing. Make sure you don't lose your game plan. Know your confirms. Know how to deal with grenades. Know when to absolutely obliterate Snake when he's in disadvantage, and then you'll do fine. So yeah, those are the important things. There we go. Got a marker. Okay, next set we're gonna look at is let's focus on wisdom just because we didn't really get to see this much. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys real quick. Would you rather see wisdom versus Yeti or wisdom versus Myron? Would you rather see the Olimar matchup or the Mega Man matchup? Because I know more about the Mega Man matchup. Olimar's sort of changed since the last game, but at the same time, not really. Olimar? Okay. Any more votes? Any more votes? I don't know if we can actually do a live... Can I do a voting thing? I don't think I can... Yeah, I don't think I can set that up. Oh, I can set up a face mask. Okay, we got Ollie. Okay, got 2 for Olimar. We'll do Olimar then. Okay, so, and the cool thing is this is the time that Wisdom did much better in this set versus Myron than he did against Yeti. Yeti, he was looking rough against. So let me just mark this real quick. So let's see. So oops, also wrong. Wisdom versus Myron start. Okay, cool. All right, so Olimar. Olimar, it's not that bad. The biggest thing is he's one of those characters, just like Snake, Mega Man, even to an extent Pac-Man, Bowser Jr., it's a matchup you need to learn. If you don't know the matchup as one or the other, especially if the other one does, you can kind of get steamrolled. I would say in the case of Olimar versus Duck Hunt, if the Duck Hunt doesn't know how to deal with Olimar and the Olimar doesn't know how to deal with the Duck Hunt, Olimar's going to win. The main reason for that is he really messes with the way that you have to play with Can, especially when Pikmin latch onto you. And when the Pikmin are running back to Olimar, they're an active hurt box. So this means if you summon Can at the wrong time, you can just get blown up immediately when you're on the ground. And this is something that you even see Rydell falter with when he was fighting the Buzz not too long ago. I think it was at Albion. When you watch Rydell fight the Buzz at Albion, that's something that he messed up on, which is kind of rare because he's normally pretty good at that matchup. So really knowing how to avoid the Pikmin with the Can is kind of the biggest deal in neutral. So then that way you know how to use Can in neutral. Outside of that, it's sort of like fighting any other character where they're small and they like to play with projectiles. It's kind of the way that you treat Olimar in a lot of ways. That mid-range area is pretty good to be in. Of course, F-Smash is a very, very threatening move, and his aerials are really good too, and I think his aerials have like transcendent priority now, something like that. I don't remember. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. What is the property of the aerials from Pikmin? Because I know the priority on them changed from what they want to be, and I really want to say it was... I think, maybe not transcendent, but like some weird disjointed thing. I just know it's a really good change for him. I know what's it called? They're transcendent. Okay, cool. I know the smash attacks are acted like projectiles, so that those are things you can reflect and then deal with them pretty easily. But because they're transcendent, you're gonna kind of lose to them. So that's a very important thing to keep in mind. So your job is to stay out of range of those aerials. Oh, we got bits? Oh, thanks, Gabriel. 2 cents. Okay, yeah, you know, this is what Olimar is going to do the second you start, no matter what. So right now, you know, not doing a bad job of dealing with them. The biggest thing that you want to do is worry about starting up. And the other thing, too, is if you have Can out, as long as you don't have white Pikmin on you, you don't really have to worry about the Pikmin damage. Because, like, before then, like, you know, it was like a good 10 second of, like, 3 Pikmin pummeling him. Plus some aerials throw. Like, there's, like, a dash attack and an aerial thrown in there. It only did 30%. Like, Pikmin that aren't white really don't do a lot of damage. It's not something you really have to worry about. So only pay mind to them if you don't have Can summoned. And that's it. That's That's honestly it. Other than that, you're perfectly fine having them just kind of hit you. It prevents Olimar from having options to really deal with you when you get up close to him. The more useless he is, the better it is for you. See, like white Pikmin, shit, that sucks. You wanna kill him. That was a good read there. Up smash, I don't think he armored it. You just missed there. But that is something that you can sort of hard read. If you think they're gonna whistle out of it, he should be able to come down with an aerial beforehand. But like when he's like at this weird, like very short range, you can kind of just start charging an F smash, and when he lands, you just let it loose, and then he'll die. He won't die at 40%, but 20 more percent he would die. Yeah, see, that was a great trap right there. Olimar is at death percent to F smash already, so that's something that you can always keep in mind against this character. He dies ridiculously early. Another thing to keep in mind, Olimar's ridiculously good at ledge trapping. The entire time the Pikmin is twirling there, it's an active hitbox, so it's really hard to get around. So you kind of have two options. Roll at the right time, jump before he does an action, drop down, jump air dodge, or drop down, aerial, and land. And then he'll be able to grab you. So it's really just a guessing game of if you timed yourself correctly. But of course, you can't have the can come into play there and then like stall out the move a little bit. The other thing to keep in mind is the can is not gonna block. Can isn't gonna block the. Can isn't gonna block the Pikmin unless it's or the Gunman. Even actually Monique goes through it. So if you have Gunman and Can right there, it'll blow up and then it could kill the purple Pikmin, but that's really about the only chance that'll really happen. Quick thing to note, just general duck hunt ledge trap things. I think it's somewhere around here we can do it. No, wait, no, that's when you got back on. Let's go over here.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get
good stuff, good stuff.
That Myron looking to get rid of Wisdom, as you see. Gets the smash attack, obviously Wisdom's off stage.
Yeah, there's just important thing with ledge trapping I really want to talk about here.
Come here. Trying to put his hands on the dog.
Get rid of the can there. The smash attack.
Okay, so it was right after this.
Got the disc. Can. You got all
okay.
Off stage. Both of these characters being very similar with the disadvantage off stage.
Of course, please don't fuck up your full hop up airs. That would have probably killed him actually, just because you have that much rage. When you have this set up here and you have the can ticked that much, it's really not going to go far. So move back to this distance. Ping Can when his invincibility is going to run out. When you do that, you cover jump. If he has get up attack, you'll be okay, just because the way get up attack works now. Standard get up, you have that covered. And then you just do an F tilt, so that way if he rolls, you kill him. Worst case scenario, you'll get hit by Can, neutrals reset, that's it. The most important thing is you either want him in the air or you want him dead. Resetting neutral's not an issue. See, like right there, if he F tilted, wouldn't have died just yet, but it would have been problematic. You could even gone for an up smash too. It's not bad for him.
Pretty much evened out. I mean, Duck Hunt probably needs
so this is one thing to say is that yellow Pikmin are actually pretty good at dealing with Can, just because they do go up for that high arc angle. So if you jump and throw out a Can, chances are it will clash with the yellow and just automatically blow up. So that is something to keep in mind with that matchup. So you want to make sure it either goes around or if it hits it, you're ready for that.
More control with his Can to give himself coverage as he's coming back. Oliver, on the other hand, really just has to press down B depending on the character.
Okay.
Could be in good shape too, but Myron right here pressing all the right buttons as you see, 131.6% and not showing any signs of
okay, so he wasn't ready for it there, but actually he was at 144. You could have just gone for an up air and killed him. If you really want to, probably could have gone for a back air as well.
Oh, what?
Oh, you got for the season.
Yay. Air hockey.
Bro, he was looking like a pool shark.
That was some air hockey right there.
8-ball corner pocket.
Yeah, I don't know why. It seems harder to hit the Pikmin off this time. Like, look how many moves missed.
It's looking like the same story here for the second stock.
Okay, now he's landing. He's hanging out on the ledge of the stage.
Okay, Clay Pigeon again. So, over there in this situation, If they're like at that 50-60%, it's a lighter character like Olimar. Your options that I think are better, go for a fair, go for a down air. Down air is not a bad move to just stale because you're not going to really be using it. And by having him land on the ground, you can force him into a tech situation. If he misses the tech, then you can just read what he does afterwards. Forward air, you just kind of drive him off stage. But if you're better with juggling, then by all means go for the up air.
Talking about these Olimar combos, how much percent they do. Maybe we need to start looking at Duck Hunt, man.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, we know what's going to happen with Olimar at lower percent.
So most of the time with a setup like this, Can will just go through, but you have to keep in mind that there is a Pikmin on Duck Hunt. So when he shoots that hits the Pikmin, the Can hits the Pikmin, and that's all going to take damage and explode right there.
Well, and, you know, we know what's going to happen with Olimar at lower percent. Olimar's going to get his hands on you. He's going to give you like a quick 40, 50, depending on how great of a player you are.
You also have to keep in mind that any projectile that you have there, would it be Clay Pigeon? No, that shouldn't really be out. Gunman or Can, those are the two main ones. When Olimar is just trying to fling smash attacks, it's going to super stale him, so that gives you a lot of opportunity to jump around and hit him. So really keep that in mind.
And then that's when he's going to try to slow this thing down and try to pick you apart mentally. Where Duck Hunt is just like,
I thought he was ready for an up smash there. Like, you could definitely up smash a whistle when it's going off like that. Like, get those winning scenarios in your head. Like, if he whistles, I'm going to up smash him. And, like, when you see that come out, you just go for it. That is something to keep in mind. Shield Can no longer beats out get up attack, unfortunately. So it's better to have Can over here to cover more options. But if you know they love using get up attack, keep Can at roll distance. And then just hold shield here. If he jumps, you can up air. If you get up attacks, you can do any punish you want.
Okay, get the down tilt. Duck Hunt in the air. Now you got to watch out for the blue. Not really his only option right now. Oh, wow. Yeah, you're going to get grabbed.
Yeah, that was a really good use of Can there, just because it prevented Myron from approaching him.
Back to the stage.
And yeah, because he got distracted with the Pikmin, he didn't ping the Can there to just kill Myron, so that's kind of on wisdom there.
White, purple, red.
okay, oh my God.
Yeah, he
shield
wasn't
is
trying to parry that
non-existent
at
here
all.
this point. He's like, I got this purple one, dog. You're in some trouble. Oh, and he has to. Oh, goodbye.
I don't
Yes.
know what you can do in that position.
He's going to end that stock there.
That's right.
Not making it back to the stage there.
Sometimes you just gotta throw the body at him. Okay, gets rid of the gunman and up close.
So one thing you kind of need to realize with Myron in this instance is, especially if he doesn't have purple Pikmin, and I want to say this is pretty common in most Olimars, is they sort of like to land, like if you, like let's say this purple Pikmin is Duck Hunt. So if you're somewhere around this general area right here, Olimar loves to land right here. And you can really exploit that. So if he's coming down with an aerial, or if he's coming down with side B, you can just throw out an F smash. And you should just hit him with the last hit every single time. So really no reason not to go for it. If you have a Can out here, then you can also F smash the Can. It goes up and then it'll anti-air him as well. So keep that in mind. It's just a really good clutch thing that you can do against him. I don't think it's, see, like right there, see, Myron's just coming right back in that very instance. Oh shit, I didn't even think about that. If you know they want to come in and aerial you and their Pikmin missed, you can F smash it and then it turns into an anti-aerial as well. So honestly, that's a really good thing to keep in mind. Just because this is an area Olimar loves to be in. So yeah, for either movement patterns, F smash them. It'll look really stupid, but they'll feel stupid for getting hit by it. There we go. That was beautiful, but I don't blame you for missing that one.
Sitting at 159%. Wisdom trying to find a way to take this stock. Finally able to get it. Sitting at 16%. And when we saw those first two stocks is that, Myron would just come in and give him tons of damage. Put him in the 70s before he's even able to touch him. No Pikmin right there. No punish. Wisdom's definitely got to be happy for himself right there.
Right. No Pikmin equals no.
Yeah, so you try to just get the jab block set up there. I like that a lot, but obviously it just didn't work out. So you had a lot of options covered. You just chose the one that didn't get covered.
Not the worst deficit in the world. Myron.
So like in this moment, let's look at this.
Wisdom trying to find a way to take this stock. Finally able to get it.
Man, he looks so tight.
When we saw those first two stocks.
Okay, so
it's
not just yet.
Tons of damage. Put him in the 70s before he's
it's
even
like
able to touch him. No Pikmin
10
right
seconds
there.
later.
No punish. Wisdom's definitely got to be happy for himself right there.
Right. Nope.
So let's look at the decision making that Myron has after this move. So obviously, good stuff there.
You see right here.
Be ready to cover that.
Laying.
Missed it.
Nice. There's a trap. It forced him to roll. He's just a little late on the grab right there to keep it going, but 97%.
Okay, so it was right around here. So you're at this moment. Almar's right here. He's either going to go forward over here or he's going to go backwards.
Not the worst.
So there, he's still retreating. He didn't feel confident just yet. Now you throw out a move. He should feel more confident to go into this area. There. See? There we go. So the second that happens, like you show that you're going to threaten him, they're going to think, oh, he threw out a move. He's going to be more vulnerable. That's when you can throw out that F smash and just catch him. Because the thing is, like, he's probably going to try and follow you up, or if not, pay attention to what Pikmin order he has, because he might need to pluck them more. Or if he doesn't have the setup that he wants to use to go in against you, then he probably won't. But also look at your percentage. One of two, as an Olimar player, I would have enough things to kill you at that moment, or things that would lead to your death. So I'm probably going to try to close in as long as I'm ready for it. So really keep that in mind. Like, of course, if he's got purples, if he's got blues, he's going to be looking for that grab. Honestly, blue is going to be the one that you want Olimar to have when you're at this moment like this. When he's got the blues, he's going to go for that grab, and you don't even have to worry about, like, clanking for it. You know he's going to want to run it against you. So that's, like, the perfect time for that F smash to come out when he's in the air. Just because it's like, okay, he's not gonna toss that purple. Obviously, if blue's next in order, he's trying to land, run up, and grab me. So in that moment, that's when you throw out that F smash and you catch him right there. Like, that's really what you want to be thinking. You really got to get in their head and think about how are they gonna win this, and you turn into your victory. Okay, that was. I think I know what happened there. Hold up.
Myron cooling his jets right now, playing the long game.
Yes, I think I saw that correctly. I feel like... Did that hit the white Pikmin that was on you? Wait, was there a white Pikmin on you? Okay, yeah, there is a white Pikmin on you. Okay. This is stupid. Okay. Okay, we discovered really stupid stuff with the Duck Hunt Olimar matchup. So, if the Pikmin happens to be in the right spot at the right time, you can clay pigeon it, hit it, and you can keep that clay pigeon right there. So, see? Do you see how active that hitbox is? And look, he has the blue. He's trying to run up and grab you too. This is a retarded setup against it. Holy crap. Let's see how active that was. That's what I want to know. Hold up. Yeah, I'm expecting that has to be audio. Okay, so let's count from... Let me see if this is 60 frames per second. Cool, 60 frames. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That would, for at least 15 frames, we had an active clay pigeon that went absolutely nowhere and hit Olimar because he wanted to grab me. I don't even need to tell you why that's dumb. Because now he's in the easiest spot in the entire possible world to get a second clay pigeon follow-up. I think he messed it up. But this is really dumb. This is extremely dumb. So keep this in mind for the Olimar matchup. You might be able to just bamboozle him with this.
For good measure.
Yeah. See, like right there, second clay pigeon and then up air would have killed him. This much rage, this light character, he was dead.
Nice. Jumps out of the way at the forward smash.
Yeah, good ping there. I'm surprised that actually didn't blow up. So you got really lucky there, actually. That.
Ooh, all right. Hit him with the disc.
You could have clay positioned him again.
Off the stage.
Oh no, he lost the blue one.
Wow.
No way,
okay,
no
so
way.
he got the tech.
No way.
He got to grab through it
he's
into
up.
the can.
Yeah.
That
But
was
either way, that actually looked a lot better.
gameplay there. got the can and got them into the stage. Myron, being the amazing top player he is, teched it.
Oh, somebody please clip that for me and
You definitely knew that Wisdom
post
was
it
gonna do that, 'cause
in the
he
Duck Hunt
would be
Discord.
high
Because that's very important stuff. That's very important stuff. So if you can, Clutch God, post that in Manic Media, and I will probably post that in Course K9.
Rolls out of the way of it, goes for the up smash. See, this is where
That's the thing. Sometimes you can only notice how dumb some of these things are until you look over
When
it.
he down tilted him into
That's
it?
right,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was
Goes
nuts.
for the air high shot.
All right, we are moving along here to game number 2.
Okay, so we should definitely talk about stages.
Trying to make some moves in bracket, man.
Honestly, overall, I feel like isn't this game
Myron.
2? I guess that's game 1. I
Wisdom
feel
here
like,
gets the edge, not trying to let him get any stage control. He said, you know what?
honestly, it's hard to say what's better. I feel like Battlefields are absolute best stage,
Yes.
but
And why not, man? I mean, there's quite a bit of money on the line here. I don't know if
FD
you guys know
honestly,
the pop bonus, but it's
I
actually
feel like
pretty
FD is
good.
slightly
As
better
most
for
casino
us.
tournaments are, gonna get a pretty sizable pop bonus.
True. I mean, you know they got money. Ain't no question about that.
Right, boom.
Yeah, there's not too much you can do in
Get
that
it
moment.
somehow. Okay, Wisdom landing right in between Olimar and the Pikmin.
Oh, that was really
Pretty
good,
spot to
but
be
you
in,
were
but
ready
you
for
have
the
can
tech
giving
chase.
you coverage, man. Why not? Okay, nice. Using the back air again. He got a lot of miles off a short hop back air cross of the purple Pikmin in the last game. I mean, it just really ate up Wisdom's shield. Really made it awkward for him to really get his neutral started.
Oh yeah,
Point in time,
you always got to remember where. You always got to remember where your can is pinging, because this was so good.
Really made it awkward for him to really
So like when he's there, there's no reason for you not to ping it because he's landing somewhere near you. If it starts blinking, he's gonna get blown up. And if you parry it, you might be able to full hop or double jump back air him. So always keep your can positioning in mind.
started.
Oh yeah, there was a point in time when the shield didn't even exist, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was like basically microscopic. Like, I had to get a magnifying glass.
Okay, over there, I probably would have clay pigeon one more time and then jump. Then attack cancel back air. I think you would have been able to hit him.
Keep Myron in the air. Duck hunt. Ooh, blowing himself up with the can.
Okay, actually pinging that can messed you up really bad.
Only got one. Once again.
That was so good that you actually took care of that yellow Pikmin there just so he didn't mess with you summoning a can.
Uh-oh.
Like, that was really good awareness.
Oh, no.
Ooh, and the
And he
forward
just called you out
smash.
there.
Oh, say, man, stay in that shield.
Yeah, you can parry your own
This is what I'm
can.
kinda worried
It's an
about.
explosion.
Myron had the lead in that last game, and it kind of fell through his fingers.
If you look in Course K9, I think Pyro had a whole thing about that, actually. Well, that sucks.
It really made it hard for, Myron to really, get things back in order for himself.
Yeah, you did a good wait, too. If you threw out the can, like, 1 second too early, then you were going to get, like, blown
Not
up.
too much more you can take before death.
Oh, no. There's the back here. Can we get another one?
Dude, he did the oh no exactly like
my
Knuckles.
God,
That was really
that is
funny.
just some scary stuff to deal with, man. The fact that he can just hover around you like a bee and just, he's looking for the sting, homie.
And I feel like right there, Myron was worried about that can. Didn't wanna
Man, if
put
you
it in.
perfectly landed that clay pigeon right there on the ledge, that would have been clutch king for a kill.
Oh, here we go. Oh, 82%. Okay, Wisdom kind of backing off right now, man. And that blue Pikmin, it just feels like Myron's not quite getting as much mileage off of it as we've seen in the last game. I mean, you have to throw your Pikmin. I get it. And maybe if he just manages them a
Yeah, in a
little
moment
bit
like
better,
this, you're just
he
trying to
might be in
get
a better
back.
spot because 137%
Damage is just rage at this
taking
point.
stock here with the blue Pikmin. Ugh. Okay, forward smash.
Like, as long as you avoid the killing blow, you're fine. Oh wow, that was actually really bad with Myron. That's just damage. Don't even bother with a yellow Pikmin on you at this point. Like he does 4% to you. Who cares? Yeah, there you go.
A lot of respect towards each other in that said area right here.
I think if you DI'd that properly, you could have lived though.
78% right now. Final stock here for Wisdom.
Yeah, Wisdom knowing that last stock was on him with that head shake, that back end to the can. Probably not the best of options right there.
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
Aw, man, if you let that go a little bit early, I think you would have caught him.
Now, let me have a jab lock situation. 60 damage.
But I mean,
Back up.
because it's yellow Pikmin, his damage is really minimal, so you really don't have to worry about that.
One more. Can we get
Always
one more?
remember, smash attack those, like, if you do a down smash with the purple Pikmins right there, it's going to make that hitbox last extra long, so you'll probably have a much better time of, like, hitting him.
Okay, not quite. Myron
Or even
certainly
doing an F
very
smash.
Well aware. This time electing to hold on to the blue one, but right as I see that he gets rid of it, that's okay though. He has the
White
purple.
Pikmin on him.
Yes.
very sad there because so when you're duck hunting, you're off stage, and you have a white pigment on you. I mean, you're just gonna have to take the damage because you know you have to hurry up and get back to the stage because your recovery is so slow.
You gotta hold that.
I don't even know what that was, but it somehow worked out for you. I think that was the worst decision I've ever seen that worked. That was so bad. Oh, I gotta love it though. Okay, we got a good tech situation. He didn't panic though, and you at least had the retreat covered with that clay pigeon there.
Sometimes doing nothing is the best option. Uh-oh.
Oh. Okay, this is sort of important because these weird situations happen a little bit more often than you would think. So yeah, this. Okay, so this percentage right here is actually a perfect time to go for full hop up air drag down, because you can up air drag down up tilt up air, or drag down down tilt. I think that drag down down tilt would have been a little bit better because then you would have hit him to the ledge. You dash forward, F smash, you cover, tech in place, or roll in. So it's hard to do, but up air drag down can lead to a lot of really, really, really good situations. So that one's worth practicing for these weird niche situations.
Uh-oh. All right, Myron right now doing a lot of nothing right there in that exchange. Wisdom doing a whole lot of something there, 142%, but as you've seen before, man, if I can get that clay shot going, if I can get my can shenanigans in order, and I felt
yeah, you didn't shield that. If you did shield that, he would have been stage spiked and he would have died. So that really sucks. That shield can would have actually fucked him. So always remember, shield can does go through the stage and hit your opponents, especially if they go in like that. But yeah, you just got to be ready for that. Yeah. I mean, honestly, we don't really see that happen as much anymore because they fixed that with a bunch of characters where they no longer do it, but you just got to remember that's something that happens.
They can.
Wow, I forgot he could do that. I can't lie.
Go through the stage with the attack.
Alrighty. Martin's going to take a sip of his water right there. A much better shot right there in game number 2.
What we do next.
Game number 1, but it was still a little too close for comfort. Let's see what side is going to adjust a little bit better as we move into game number 3.
But yeah, I mean, overall, you're definitely one of the better duck hunts I've seen at playing this matchup, just because your awareness of the pigment's really, really good. Like you're doing like all these weird little things of just making sure you're dealing with them properly, and they're not ever really getting to you. I would say there's really been like just 3 really bad moments that you've had. And only one of them cost you a lot. I mean, that's still a big deal, especially in a top 8. But then again, that kind of speaks to how well like you've only had one truly horrendous moment. But you did make the worst decision ever that worked.
It's all a part of the meta now.
F smash, yes. There we go. You see? You see how easy that was? That is a proof of concept right there. F smash when he wants to be in that range. F smash. F smash. It's good. It's good. And it works in more matchups than just this. It's good. Somebody clip that moment and just remember it for this matchup. And some other ones too.
Yeah. I mean, that's the great thing about Duck Hunt too, is that because his forward smash goes so far away from him, and that even when he starts up his smash attack animation, it's kind of hard to pinpoint on the fly which one he's doing. You know, if you don't land properly in front of him, you're in trouble, dude.
See, like right there, if he walked back a little bit, F smash, he might have been dead again. Because you got 107% range, and the side blast ones here, the side blast ones aren't too big.
Bigger comebacks than this. We'll see how this one's going to play out right now. Obviously,
okay.
Wisdom here, not
yeah, you could have done one more after that.
Soon.
Ah, man, that's too bad. You didn't believe in hit 3 hitting. No, I don't blame that one. That one was really delayed.
Coming back to the stage. Soft spot forward smash is going to keep Wisdom off of the stage. Good parry there.
Man, I'm loving the fact that Byron is utilizing his wave land, his directional air dodges back down to the stage.
Time travel, baby.
Do is he'll jump, and then it will give the opponent that false sense of security that they can get off the ledge a type of way. Actually, you can't. I directly air dodge down, beat you to the punch. Here's a smash attack or an aerial for your troubles.
Yeah, honestly, when you have latched on by Pikmin, staying at the ledge is probably one of the best things you can do for yourself. But I wouldn't be surprised if like a lot of Olimar players have like kind of ingrained it in themselves to what's it called? Oh yeah, that was a really good Pikmin toss by Myron. Yeah, see, like there, I would have just F-smashed again. The other thing you have to remember about F-smash is it also low profiles you. So when somebody's coming down with a fair or something like that, you'll generally duck under it too. So it's good for a lot of reasons when those type of situations. Of course, they'll be able to hard punish you for it, but sometimes because you low profile them, they'll just straight up miss. Like, I forget if we can still low profile ZSS's grab, but I know in Smash 4 we could do that. Oh, you did down air can! I'm so proud of you.
I think it'll be okay versus a multitude of Olimars.
Oh, okay. Gonna up air the can.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, like honestly, having Ken go between you and make it a biggie switch platform you can jump to is so good.
Damage sitting on Wisdom right now.
There it is again.
Oh yeah, that was just good read on him.
Watch how you roll, good sir. Oh no! Oh my God!
Get the fair.
I like that press down special right there to try to beat out the forward air right there from Dawangthang.
Yeah, see, like now that you spend so much time on that red Pikmin, he got so much good. He got so much good stage positioning that, and you retreated yourself to the ledge when you really should have been pressuring him in that moment. Yeah, no, that's really good.
Gunman, yes sir.
Up air, hit himself with the can. Oh gosh, the explosions are just coming out here. Myron walling out, using these Pikmin.
There we go.
71 damage sitting on Wisdom right now. That's right.
Yeah, you can low profile ZSS like a lot of moves, but I forget which. I don't know if they changed any of your moves where like you can no longer crouch under them with Kirby. Like I haven't like physically looked at the moves yet. Because yeah, when you do F smash, you low profile like crouching Kirby. If that's what happens. And I just kind of steamrolled you there.
Taking another game, man.
Wow.
It's really just keeping like a level head and just knowing what moves you can really do to get out of these situations. Like where you faltered here is when you paid way too much attention to the Pikmin being latched onto you. You gave up a lot of good stage positioning and all that, and you really prevented yourself from getting back in the game. You got to remember, as long as if it's not the white Pikmin, it's okay. But if you have no can out, then that's a little concerning. Now, I mean, I would say overall, I like this stage more for us than I do for Olimar, but it's not a bad stage for him either. That's what it kind of boils down to. It's not really a bad stage for us, but I think because of our can control on this stage, it's a little bit better for us.
We really haven't seen too much of here, but still a really good stage for Johners. These guys trying to benefit.
So this is definitely something I'll say. Clay Pigeon up smash, I'm not really too big a fan of, just because I feel like you can do so many more things to get more damage. I mean, the one thing that's not bad, like let's say you have no more ledge to work with. Like Clay Pigeon, up smash, up air, okay, that's fine. But if you have more room to work with, like to the side of you, like behind the opponent, go for something else, like sour spot, fair, up air, or another Clay Pigeon. Like I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot more you could do at those lower percents.
Between these two characters, Olimar actually might be the one that's going to benefit a bit more from these platforms.
I believe so, man. You know, just I think Olimar's extensions off of these platforms obviously can serve him some great justice.
Wow, the gun hitting that can is actually super clutch because then you don't even have to like worry about pinging it too much.
The clay shot, forward air, down air, so on and so forth. He can get quite a bit as well too. I think how this benefits Dawangthang a little bit more. Maybe not so much conversions and follows, but maybe just more like coverage on landing. You know what I mean? He has a bit of a parachute now, a bit of a cloud to land on him. So we'll see how this one is going to play out here, man. As you see, using the can right there to give himself coverage, no high recovery needed there that time.
Yeah, so that was a really good Clay Pigeon.
Gonna up air the can, puts him off the stage.
Wait.
Ooh.
Okay, that's surprising.
How this benefits Dawangthang a little bit more.
The red Pikmin died to can, and I don't think that should happen. But it did.
right there to give himself covers. No
So
recovery needed there. That
yeah, okay. So we have, so he got hit by that.
He's gonna up air the can, puts him off the.
Huh. The only thing that I can say about that is I think I want to say he died to the can hit and not the explosion, because the can hit, like when the can touches you, I think it does 2%, and he got hit by a clay pigeon already, so that might have been enough. But that'd be really weird if can just does the full percentage to him.
Stage. Ooh.
I'll have to check that out.
Smash.
Yeah.
Get that out. First
Yeah, that's something I want to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's just the can hit.
pain here.
But yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Can will at least hit the red pigment. It shouldn't do the full like 12%, but it will at least damage him and knock him back. Because there's a physical hit.
Real quick and get things back in order for himself. Okay, nice. Gets his pigment back. There's the back air. I think he was expecting forward smash that time. Oh no. What's he doing with it?
Barely grabs the leg. Gets up into the can.
There
That
we go.
forward smash is gonna take the stock. Wisdom bringing it to 2 apiece, sitting at 78 damage though. Ooh, okay. Comes out. It's a jab. Solid stuff. Rapid jabs in the game. Pretty solid. Ooh. Not able to get these pigment off, and that damage just shot up.
Oh my god. Look at this how quickly it climbs when Duck Hunt is on the giving end, man. I mean, he just really pushes the advantage. And we talk about pushing the advantage in a game like Ultimate. It's always like
Thank God you forward through. I was like, please, for the love of God, don't back there him into the can.
Here's this grenade.
So yeah, you weren't able to at least get there in time, but you definitely could have messed with him over there. Like, after, you have to remember, if Olimar does up B, then an attack, he goes into a helpless state, so you can smash attack him all day long. So please keep that in mind.
Pigeon, alright. The gunman.
No, that's rough.
Duck Hunt having some issues getting that guy off of him. 133 damage, and somehow Wisdom's in the lead right now, man.
Also, keep in mind when your gunmen are useful and not. This is just kind of a general Duck Hunt habit of most people. I'll point this out to you guys. So, okay, he's going to hit him with can. Oh, okay. You did that before you knew the can was going to hit him. Never mind. But there's a lot of times people just kind of autopilot to gunman. There, he got hit by the can when he's pulling that out, so that's not... That one wasn't really too problematic.
With this in mind, he's trying to figure out a way to get rid of the stock as quick as possible. There's a turnaround forward smash, but the can was there at the right moment to save his skin. Okay, what's he doing with it?
Yeah, now he's going to remember that tilt style kill move.
Duck Hunt sitting at 150 damage.
That's something that basically every Duck Hunt hasn't gotten used to yet, is using F tilt as the new up tilt at ledge. Which, it sucks because we really need to. But no, like, even Righto messes that up a good amount of the time. And that's just something no Duck Hunt has at the moment.
Him and the gunman, him and the can, him and the clay shot, and he just, I mean, he always finds that proper opening and just exposes it.
Felt like any type of trade that he was going to get there was going to be worth it. He had to hurry up and get rid of that Duck Hunt.
That, he got really lucky he split off. If not, that was going to be big damage against him. Like in that moment, so on this stage or on Battlefield, you're going to want to do short hop clay pigeon from like over here. So then that way the pigeon ends up here. And then that way, or you can just like, you can just clay pigeon them like right on the platform too. And then just do short hop clay pigeon and then double jump down air, full hop
A
down
lot
air.
of pressure, and the parry's coming out.
That's right, man. Keep it up with the parry, sir. That's Matthew Perry right there. Oh, no, oh, back air, Myron. A little bit more gas left in the tank. Couldn't quite snap the ledge right away. Again, we seen that earlier.
Yeah, but thankfully for him, the can knocked him onto the stage and not off.
That's right. Okay. Double purple. He's going to have to approach. God dang.
So yeah, definitely one of the things you could have done is that, then fair the can and then ping it up here. So then that way it's a cute enough to deal with that when he's coming down.
Those are those.
They're hollow tips, bro.
They
That
got
was
it.
unfortunate.
Oh. I thought he was actually going to try to go for the shot off the side of the stage there with the purple pigment again. Oh, both of the purples are gone, though.
Yeah, both of the purple's gone.
But a blue one should be coming up pretty soon, though.
He just killed that blue.
Oh, that's
after
right.
the purple.
Oh, my God, purple. Goodbye.
All right, Wisdom got himself back down on the ground, set himself up.
Oh, no.
As long as he doesn't get hit by a smash attack, he's looking pretty good here.
I think so. Okay, what's he
Right,
doing?
yeah, that yellow's pesky, man. Getting slapped.
Actually, you know, that's a really good thing to do. If you got two Pikmin on you and you have a can behind you, just blow them up. So that way they're dead, unless they're fire. Fire will at least be knocked off, but they won't die. So, good tips to kill white. Blow yourself up with can. So like right there, if you could just roll, shield, can ping, you would be okay. So that, good thing to keep in mind.
Wow.
He said, run that back, run that back.
Run it back, player. I ain't got nothing to talk about. Don't talk to me.
Man, yeah.
Don't even look
What
at
are you
me.
fucking
Got
asking
nothing to
them?
say, bro. It's like when you in the hood
I
playing
guess I
2K
didn't see
with
it
the
yet.
homies.
So I guess it's in this last game. The last game, this one I didn't get to see. I remember I watched these 4 games. I had to miss your last game, unfortunately.
Play a real team.
Busy at the time.
It's like, man, it's like, dude,
I'll be looking forward to seeing how you
you
do
got the
here.
Warriors.
So I heard the entire set itself was just like a nail biter, which definitely the other ones definitely were. Really is a testament to your progress that you've made.
Pokemon Stadium 2 again. Pokemon Stadium 1 rival, my bad.
Yeah, Wisdom sitting here looking for this is probably the biggest tournament win, of his life. Beating one of the top Olimar players in the world. Dash attack, dash attack.
Yeah, if you beat Myron, man, I think that's definitely something you can hang up on. Especially with how great of a career Byron's had. Not just in Ultimate. I think, Smash 4 too, but most specifically Ultimate, like, you can hang that one up. All right, but Myron definitely has his work cut out for him as well, too. I can tell there's a bit of matchup unfamiliarity going on here.
Okay,
a lot of the things that
throw.
Olimar brings to the table certainly still works in his favor in matchups that you aren't really aware of, because Olimar has a lot of things that you're going to have to respect. But I think what's kind of confused him is the whole trapping. The whole aspect of, okay, I've been grabbed. What's he going to do after the grab? I've been thrown. Where am I going now? Do I got to watch out for Can? I'm off stage.
Yeah, so right there, that was just really good because, like, he didn't really have too much of a way to kill you, and he was going to get punished by Can. He got so triggered. Oh, my God. Oh, dude, Byron getting triggered in the camera is always going to be one of the funniest things.
Here sitting at 2 stocks apiece.
See, that's damage.
The clay shot. Up
I
smash.
mean, you could have gone for another clay pigeon. Like, he was at 40. He was like at 40 something. You probably could have killed him. Like that's what I want to drill into your heads. If you can get that second clay pigeon, do it, because you either do like 40% more or you kill them. That's okay. So generally, get it's another hit. You're gonna do 30% more to kill them. That's what you need to train yourself. That's why those clay pigeon confirms are important. Like every single time you don't go for that second clay pigeon because you didn't believe in it, just tell yourself, I missed out on a stock or 30%, and then you're gonna realize how much it hurts. Of course, if you don't have the space for it, don't go for it. That's the only exception.
Trying to get that blue one out there. Oh, and he got the
That was
grab,
good.
up throw, and that is a dead dog.
Right. Very smart. Again, knowing when and when not to run up on Duck Hunt, man, will really serve you greatness, man, throughout some of these longer sets as well. Because I feel like when it comes to Duck Hunt, probably more.
Yeah, that purple Pikmin's coming in so clutch for him right now.
Duck Hunt could be a very, very annoying character to go against, especially if piloted correctly, like how Wisdom and Ozone have been playing, and they've been playing so great. And this is Duck Hunt at its highest extent.
All
right, yeah.
Wisdom only sitting at 28%.
I'm so glad to hear people cheering for you, dude.
Okay.
Okay. No. Oh, and you let a white just get its way on you too. Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that hurts to see.
He was more worried about, trying to get the damage on the Olimar, and he was able to slip in that Pikmin.
Yes, sir.
Once again, we got another white one.
Oh, what's he doing? Oh, no. Okay. Very good. There's the up air. Okay, nice. Took a page out of his book. We've seen him do that just a little bit earlier. Do the up air through the legend stage. Up throw.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wish you were ready for the grab there. I didn't even
MVP of
notice
that
it was
last game was
Pikmin.
definitely the white Pikmin. That white Pikmin.
Like, honestly, you weren't out of it just because he was, realistically, he was 20% away from death percent. That's the way you always got to look at this matchup. Even if you're losing in percentage, you're not losing because of kill power. Like, it's, once you get Olimar to 60, you're at an even set, regardless of whatever your percent is. That's the way you really need to look at it. So if you're getting discouraged by your high percentage, don't, especially if you're both on the last stock. Just because you can kill that man so easily, and you could shield poke him really easily too. Like, if you get an anti-air attempt with like F smash, it might even be able to shield poke him. Like, that's how bad it is. So Yeah, and I mean, you kind of gave up at the end there. Like that was really it. You just kind of stood in place. You didn't deal with the Pikmin, and you just let him hit you. That's all that really happened back there. Just yeah, if you kept playing it like you did before, I think you would have done fine. You might have been even be able to beat him. It's just you sort of gave up. That's really all there is to that. So that will be the end of this one. So Wisdom versus Myron. Okay, cool. 2 stream markers. Okay. So we've got about an hour left. No, that was a good set for sure. Like I'm really happy you played as well as you did. Like seriously, like look back at your old sets in Smash 4 or even like at the beginning of Ultimate and really compare it to how you played this tournament. You need to realize you've improved a lot. So definitely like whenever you think you haven't gotten better, you really have. So don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Okay, so let's look at these sets. So I definitely won't be able to get through everybody's set today, so I will apologize for that right now. What I'm going to do is, it seems like the only place people posted their sets is on... it really looks like people only posted their sets on Critique Cabin. So we're going to go with the first ones there. And the first one after Sparky said his was ready, we're going to do... Actually, do you know what? Since you were the first person that posted, so I'm going to go with that second one that you shared here. So let's take a look at this. As a snake set. Okay, we just talked about this. So let's see what you do differently. What the hell is this? Oh, this is a New Jersey one? Okay. Well, you made it to Grand Finals. Cool, cool, cool. Afro, do you know this boy or not? Okay, so right now, one thing I'll tell you that you're immediately doing bad is this man is spamming nade to shield and you're just fairing him. So he's going to be able to get a lot of mileage off of that. So far, you're in pretty good control. Oh boy, so if you ran right, so right where this, why can't I pause it? Okay, so if you ran right here, you could have just done an F smash and you would have killed him. Like he didn't, if he tried to roll behind you, and you just dash forward, if the second that you got the confirmation, he got up and placed her one forward, F smash, if you dash forward and you see him go behind you, then you just turn around, down smash. That was a reaction tactics that you should have gotten. Okay, there you go. Let me see what you guys said first of all. Oh, thanks. This Earthbound Eve. I guess he doesn't. Maybe he plays both of them. Oh boy, that's rough. Yeah, so that grenade was actually placed really well because it forced your cannon to turn background. It didn't look like you were aware of that. Or if not, you still couldn't ping it. Okay, that's good you avoided that entire scenario. So, if he ever goes for Nikita and you got behind it, just charge him. Don't necessarily go at him because he should be able, like especially full stage distance, he's going to be able to cancel it before you can hit him, but just close the distance so he's in an uncomfortable position. Oh yeah, that looked really weird. Oh, I love that. When you get grenade to soft nair, it always pops them straight up like that. And he was not ready for that, and you got really lucky that he wasn't. You should know, yes, he's... So, if he goes for up tilt on shield, you can just up smash it. So, just remember that. Don't ever respect it that much. And there you could have air dodged up. Like, always remember, air dodge is probably going to be the way that you beat out Nikita. Yeah, that was really good. Oh, you weren't ready for it. You have to remember, his Snake is really tall, so if he tries to dash at you, it's going to catch him, unless like he goes for a dash attack immediately out of shield, which is probably more likely than not, but this Snake hasn't been super dash attack happy. He's been running quite a pretty good amount. Honestly, Snake is kind of making the grenade game really hard on himself. Oh, that sucks he missed it. That crouch is really good though, so. That was a really good pivot grab. So, in a moment like this... Crap. Let's see if I can get back there. Hopefully I'm not too far away. Okay, cool. Okay, so whenever you have grenade can coming down like this, 99% of the time they're gonna roll in. So just let the can fall down. If they don't, they shield it, and then that's whatever. Even if they do shield it, they're probably gonna spot dodge or roll. So you just wait, and then if they jump, they're in a bad position where you can fair them, back air them, up air them, whatever. Just whenever you have can coming down there, for the love of God, do not throw out a clay pigeon. Because he rolls in, that was a free F smash or up smash for you. In that case, you want to do F smash because up smash would have killed, but you got something that looked cooler, so kudos. Charge F smash? No, don't charge it. Wait for the roll, then F smash. Because when you charge F smash, the range extends, and if he rolls into you, F smash will miss. So you don't, in that moment, you don't charge it. You wait for him to roll, F smash him. You can react to it. Because it's a roll. Spot dodge is a little bit harder to react. Spot dodge is kind of like a read. But if it's a roll, you can react to that one. Oh, that was a free clay pigeon if I ever saw one. Something you need to keep in mind is... Okay, crap. It's a little hard to manage the times there. So, pertaining to Snake down air out of shield, they're always going to move away from you. They're not going to continuously down air on top of you because they know that's not safe. They know you can jump out and nair them. So they're always going to down air and move forward. When they down air and move forward, you fast toss a clay pigeon to catch them. So if they throw an attack, they get punished. If they're still in the air, they get punished. If they shield, it bounces up. If they jump, they get punished. If they roll in, they don't have frame advantage. The Snake in particular, one thing he's lucky about is because his dash attack low profiles. He could drop shield, dash attack you, but they have to have that ingrained in their heart that that's what they're going to do. Most Snakes aren't really confident enough to make that call out, nor do they know the matchup. So I would say there's like a 20% chance that they would realistically do that against you. Yeah, there you go. Ah, you've got to be ready for aerials coming down. Like, you can either up smash it. It's a little bit riskier. I think most people aren't ready for that. Or you just dash away, dash the other way, F smash, and just like, People getting hit by like late back air snake is one of the most depressing things, regardless of what character you play. Like, it just shouldn't happen. No, there was an F tilt. There was an F smash. He lands with 17 frames of lag. Like, it's really bad. There you go. Very important setup for everybody out here. Extremely underrated because zero people really think it's a setup. Is when you have Can here, you have to remember Gunman is a hurt box. So the second that you put Gunman... Okay, good. You can see my cursor. So the second you put a Gunman down here and they try any aggressive option at all, the Can is going to blow up right here and you get a free auto punish. Most of the time you're going to be retreating Gunman when that happens. So depending when they close in will determine if you can get a punish. If they chase you with an attack, you're not getting it. But if they do it way later and you've already finished the animation, by all means charge them. See, like there, then that would have been an okay time to throw out a pigeon. That was an okay option, but of course down air would have been much better. Okay, I'm glad that you at least used forward air Can. Jesus, how many times can you miss that Can? Okay, yeah, so that Can is locked. Nah, you tunnel visioned on that. That looks like the weirdest armor in the world. Okay. No! You had a third clay pigeon in there. Third clay pigeon, he would have been higher. You might have been... I don't think you would have killed him. You don't have enough rage. But if you did a third clay pigeon, you back aired him, it would have been cool. But if you're up there, nair him so that way you get the strong hit and he goes far away. Yeah, there. Just jump air, dodge up. There we go. There, that was really good. Okay, fun fact. If he up tilts your shield like that, you're probably gonna miss. Just down smash him. Down smash should at least reach it, pulls him off stage. Snake at that percentage, he should be dead. If not, he's gonna be in such a bad position. That was a really good use of Can to interrupt up smash. So yeah, as you can see, it's like even getting up on ledge, we have options to deal with mis setups on there. Of course, I mean, you know, if a snake's really good, they kind of know what hitbox to put out just to ensure that you're dead. But I think we can kind of narrow down how many ways he really does have it. Oh man, he really tried to mix you up there. Yeah, a little too far away there. Okay, okay. Oh man, that was so close to hitting. Forward air killed. And that was the way you get a forward air too. Hit 3 of down smash to reach. So if like he tries spot dodging, that'll work. Yeah. Okay. Okay. If you up through him, you have to remember that can knockback's determined by the side, so you probably would have been able to knock him left. Yeah, you got really lucky that that just didn't explode the can on you. You were too eager to detonate it. Always have patience. There we go. Patience earns it for you. Yeah, actually, let me see if I can show you how long down smash is. Oh, oops, that's not even plugged in. I actually may not be able to do it. 'Cause sometimes, let me just pause this real quick. Oh, that's not good. Let's see if I can get... Oh yeah, so I have to restart it, unfortunately. Okay, so that's not happening. Okay. Back to this. Yep, so you were right, Stay. He does play nice. Wait, so Sparky, were you having issues with this guy or not? Oh, there we go. Sweet, sweet F smash. I wish that killed him. Yeah, he wasn't ready for that. I wish you were ready for that. God, you know, anti-airing with the F smash again. Oh, you could have full hopped down F smash, clay fidgeted him, and then up aired for the final kill. That was really long for no reason. And that was an up air. Up air would have killed him. It's nice. Yeah, down smash isn't a bad option to go for there, just because no matter what, you'll have frame advantage there. And that would have been good for falling up there. I would have up thrown there. He's light enough. No, you weren't ready for it. There we go. That was really good. That was actually an excellent recovery. This set before Grand Finals, okay. Oh, is that the one that Wisdom looked over? And right now, like SmashCon's in August, right? Yeah, I'll be in Japan. I won't even be able to attend that. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeet. Oh, Sparky's in... Okay, guess it is. Wait, Afra, have you never met this guy, or have you? How do you do in the set? How do you do in the reset? It really doesn't look like you're struggling much. That Nuskin was definitely a wash. Cause yeah, I think like around. Ah, okay, so you're just like me. No, not just like me, because those going stuff was just 1 year ago I had to stop. Basically when Ultimate started. Yeah, so you always got to remember whenever you get somebody on a platform, just be right below when they're at 175, 180, just because an up air is going to kill them. So you just react to whatever option, you'll cover it. So yeah, at that moment, okay, so pro tip here. When you re-grab ledge, more than likely Snake's going to go for down smash, potentially an up smash, just get up attack. You're going to be invincible. They're like, oh, he's vulnerable. If they're too late, you win. If they're early enough, you're dead no matter what. So just get up attack. You have to remember, get up attack's really good in this game. Yeah, you can't up throw kill him now. Yeah, that was a really good setup. So you can grounded clay pigeon chain Snake in that instance over there. He can throw out a grenade, but if considering where it would have been, it probably wouldn't have hurt you if it exploded. Because grenades spawn behind him, not in front of him. It's different from Duck Hunt. And that was a good fair. Like, you gotta know how to deal with Nikita too. Oh man, like there, that was a stock. That was a stock. You gotta tell yourself. When I fuck up my clay pigeon chains, I am willingly giving up my ability to take a stock. That was good. Oh, you weren't ready for it. That was good. He could have dropped down bear, but he just wasn't ready for it. What did you find? Oh, cool gunman kill? Where'd you post it? I don't see it. What thing I was talking about? Oh, are you talking about the setup I was talking about with against Snake? Oh yeah. That gunman was terrible. Okay, yeah. I mean, honestly, you seem like you're in control at this point. Oh wait, are you not in control? Oh yeah, you weren't ready for it. That was actually a really good tomahawk from that Snake player. Yeah, it's just God, he's just not effectively setting up on it. You had the right idea there, you just didn't space it correctly. I'm glad you went for that. I'm really glad you did. You know what you're doing. Honestly, it doesn't seem like. I mean, at least in this set, it really doesn't seem like you're having any issues at all. Yeah, you deserve that one. Missed it. That was kinky. Yeah. Easy enough. Because, like, the thing is, Snake can't kill you unless you're in this position, or he's just or he has to get in. Like, Snake's in a really bad position when he's just knocked down. That's something that you need to keep telling yourself. And that's really easy for him to punish. Yeah, so you gotta remember, even when the gunman's down, he's still an active hurt box, so Can will automatically blow up if he tries to go after it. That was a free up air right there. There we go. Back throw. Oh, I would have been ready for, yeah, there we go. No! Oh, God, you blew your load too early. Clay Pigeon again. Please, for the love of God, if there's one thing you need to learn, just Clay Pigeon one more time, and then you can just go for a guaranteed up air that will kill him instead of risking that soft back air, making him live. Yeah, that was really good. he keeps falling for the can against the hurt box, and it's hilarious. He's getting really triggered by that. Okay, yeah, I'm just assuming you wash him after this. So good stuff to you. You adapted. No, thumbs up. Thumbs up for that. You learned what to do against Snake. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna. I want to go over other people. So let me see. Let me look in critique cabin and see what else we got. Oh, let me mark this so that way you could find this pretty easily. Okay, and Sparky. Is that how I spell it? Oh, barbecue. Okay, that's annoying. All right, there we go. Cool. So let me do Sekai Doggo next. Wolf. Okay, I've had a number of people complain about this. So I finally played. No, this. Turn it down. So I finally played this matchup again. What are you guys complaining about? Sure, his hitboxes are good, but he's really not any different from any other spacey that's in advantage state. Like, it's just his hitboxes are good, but there's nothing else about him in neutral that's new or scary, I would say. Like, right there, like, okay, let me explain to you how bad everything kind of was right there. So, I'm just going to tell you what's not safe. Okay, so you're neutral, you can drop down can. He goes for gunman, okay. So, you need to remember, this guy has a laser that controls the entire ground immediately. So, even having the gall to think you can just hit the can back at him is just dumb, so you gotta punish for that. You went above him, you deserve that punish. He could have just dash attacked you, there we go. That, I don't even know why you clay pigeon there. He's always above you there. And I'm pretty sure you could DI that one out to avoid it. But if not, if that was true, correct me, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't. Like, you guys know how to deal with this. Like, this, you throw out a gunman, you full hop can, and now you've got a can he's got to deal with, and you can approach him. That's literally how you do it. He can't camp you. And then if he reflects, you bait it out. You don't let him reflect the projectile, because then that way he can act immediately out of it. If you don't let him, if you make him miss the reflect, then he's forced to, like, stop the move. He can't cancel it. Because when he reflects, he can jump cancel it, and then that's when it becomes really good. Yeah, you want to back air there so you can go for the edge guard. F smash wasn't a bad idea there, but it's just you didn't have the spacing or timing. That was cute. But you might as well go for all the money there. Because the thing is, like, Clay Pigeon up smash wasn't true at that percentage. So if you're going to go for the mix-up, just go for the F smash since that was a guaranteed kill. Yeah, so there, because you have that much rage, you might as well Clay Pigeon Chain. 22%, so then he would have been 34, 48. You down air him there, you could probably set up, you can probably set up for the edge guard to kill him. Oh, yeah, so duck cut up air losing to Wolf Nair is a complete lie. If you get hit by Nair, that means your up air was way too late. That's kind of what I found out. Like I've played it. My up air lost to a Nair once because I started it the second the Nair was already there. If you do it preemptively, it's not gonna hit you. It was way too disjointed. Yeah, you just gotta be ready for that.
Weaklings, a lot of them.
Let's see, what have you guys said? He wins like 55-45. Yeah, there was just a lot of people just obsessively complaining about it. It's just, I think people just need to get better about edge guarding him and then just really practicing their confirms. Because this is a character where he's at 50%. He should be dead if you get certain hits on him. Because he's a character that you can Clay Pigeon F Smash, and that's a true combo. So if you get that at the ledge, he's dead. Like, there's a lot of scenarios where you get him in a certain situation, he's dead. If you know he's going to side B, if you down air that can and he's like at 70 and he uses double jump, he's dead. Like, that's what it kind of comes down to. It's just knowing how to kill him exactly. And he used to be a really common matchup, not as much anymore, so still know it, just because he's a spaced animal. It's just, you know how to combo one, you should know how to combo the rest. And it's just like the weird pseudo confirms he has are a little bit different from the other characters. And he has moves that just kind of kill, but if you know how to avoid certain moves, then you just kind of won't die. That's really like the best way to describe Wolf. If you know what you're doing, you sort of won't die. Like, okay, that's actually, I forgot to mention, that's one of the things you can do. If you know he has to side B, like if he does his double jump, that's when you launch the can and you have it right over here. So then that way when he side B, he gets like 2-framed. I don't know if it'll stage spike him, but it'll at least 2-frame him. Or if not, you just F smash him, he's dead. You got to say dodge there. Yeah. Clay Pigeon's not really a move you can use against Wolf unless he's landing with an aerial. That's really the only time you can ever use it. Yeah, see, that wasn't true. That's all you had to do, air dodge. Oh, he wasn't ready for it. He had a really good sandwich there going. Oh, but yeah, he wasn't ready for that either. the wrong way. I don't know why he jumped forward. It must have been really impromptu. Yeah, that's just bad spacing on that back air. Okay, so this is one bait that you can do against a wolf, especially if you get them into a reflector habit. So it's like, not here. Did I go back a little too far? Yeah, so just ping it, and like if you repeatedly ping it to them and they get into the habit of reflecting, just toss it, wait for them to reflect, run under them, up smash. They physically can do nothing against that. There we go. Okay, what are you gonna do? That's the thing, it's just like he's getting good positions, but he's just not ready to cover any of it. It's kind of the big issue that I'm seeing. Oh, damn. I mean, I don't blame the gunman, but he at least came on top of that. There we go. You see, if he's going to land with an aerial, you go for a clay pigeon. You're just a little too close in that moment. So at 105, if I'm looking for wolf landing, I'm kind of keeping an F smash in my head right now. Just because I know, like, if he lands in these certain positions, yeah, like right there, back air, I can F smash that. Like, I'm looking for him to be greedy against me. So I know he's more frustrated than me. There we go. So yeah, that's the thing. You gotta play your opponents. Really? Wolfstar KOs used to happen all the time back in the day, but you don't really see him as much anymore. Do this real quickly. Okay. But yeah, no, I mean, Talon City's not a bad stage to go to. You got a lot of ways to kill him. And I feel like just Wolf overall has to do a little bit more work on that stage in general against you. Yeah, no, he's always out. Okay, let's see what he does here. I guess this is the best of 3. I love Battlefield against Spaceys. I mean, of course, Fox is going to be the one that's a little bit more questionable. Not to mention Falco's ability to do things on Battlefield is really good too, but just the way that you can trap these characters is so good. I mean, the way they can trap you too is amazing as well, but once you get the upper hand in neutral, it's so rough for them. Yeah, he's kind of read that clip too many times at this point. Oh yeah, that was meant to be a runoff there. Okay, I like that he didn't go for the can throw. Yeah, see, there we go. Double clay pigeon, he's dead. Like, I think he, like, just for the positioning sake, that double clay pigeon was better, just so that he couldn't tech into the stage itself. So that's why I really want to confirm it. Ah, he wasn't ready for that. If there's one thing I expect the Wolf to do in that situation, it's side B back. Okay, so that time he could have actually got another follow-up. Oh god, he's just spamming shit. He doesn't know what he's pressing his buttons with anymore. Stay right there. So right there, he has like a really good position. He somehow avoided the can explosion, but he could have grabbed it pretty easily over there if he wanted to. Because like after the explosion happens, they're generally going to shield in some shape or form. Yeah. Pretty standard stuff for ledge trapping. Yeah, basically, the good thing with Wolf is, like, getting around his ledge traps is relatively straightforward. It's just kind of like aerial in place. If you see him go for it, you can time yourself around it. What an automatic kill. Oh, that's painful. Yeah, that's the worst thing you can do against Wolf. You just have to remember, Wolf's looking to trade with two things, F tilt or down smash. If you're at like that 80%, don't risk it. Just roll, standard get up attack, do something other than drop down. Okay, we do one more game at least. So because we have one more game and it's this short, I'm assuming he gets obliterated. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, he's just kind of dealing with that, but he's not... Like, when he's doing that, he can full hop can. And then that way, it's like he can already start working on his other game, and he can still avoid the lasers at the same time. That was good. Like there... No, that was another clay pigeon for that. So that's the thing, it's like when you don't go for these things, they're gonna live. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when they're back air spamming, the main thing is just you gotta be ready to shield or just be out of the threat zone. No, that was a back throw. Because at that point, that can was pinged too much for it to really work. Ooh, there, I would just spam the can. Because then that way, it's like he had a good chance of dying. Oh boy. Yeah, so make sure if you guys are canceling your up B, you're going for Nair, unless you're trying to grab the ledge, just because that has the least amount of landing lag, and because it's a lingering hitbox when you fast fall it, you can at least interrupt people trying to hit you. Oh man, he could have grabbed that and then thrown him into the can. Actually, no, maybe a little bit too late for something. No, that was a clay pigeon. So, especially on Town and City, because this is one of the longest stages, if you hit like 30-40%, if you hit a fast follower with a clay pigeon, you can literally carry them across it. You can do like 3 or 4 consecutive ones, more likely 3. And then if you're lucky enough, you can do one more where they end up off stage and just get that stock like at 30%. So, especially since Wolf isn't that heavy, you need to keep that in mind. See, like now because of this, he's losing. And he lost the stock. So yeah, you need to know these confirms by heart. I know somebody made a definitive guide of all the characters you can at least grounded CP chains, which are the easiest ones to get the long combos off of. Oh, wait, it was that? Did he up air him? That looked way too big. That doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. What? What? Okay, so the claws come out about here, but it's sudden. Okay, that's a hilarious teleport. Look at that. So, okay, like this makes sense, but the next frame is really stupid. Oh, some of the decisions here are just funny. Like, there's no reason for this flip to happen, but I guess it's because he's getting spiked down that they do it. That was funny. Alright. That's that. But yeah, no, I mean, sort of what that kind of boiled down to was he wasn't really trying to read the way that Wolf was getting into him, because as you guys saw, like right over there, you can't really trade with Wolf, and that's a big issue. However, you can make it so he has to really think about pressing buttons, which is primarily with either Shield Can or Clay Pigeon. Shield Can, obviously, it's the auto defense thing where if they hit your can, it's on your shield, blows up, hits them, you can just go back and just aerial them. But with Clay Pigeon, if you're far enough away, you throw it out there, they land with like a fair or a nair, or if they're trying to kill you with a back air, and then you throw that out there, and either they miss and they get hit by the Clay Pigeon, or they hit the Clay Pigeon, break it, they automatically get punished. Depending how far away they are or what time it hits them, like you either get a follow-up or you just like reset neutral to put yourself in a better position. That way you get the can out, and then you can just kind of threaten their whole zone there. So a lot of things you can do. Just keep that in mind against Wolf. You're not looking to trade. You're looking to get those opening hits so you can set your neutral dominance. And once you really have that, it's really hard for Wolf to land. And the other thing, too, is edge guarding is really important. So I would highly encourage you to just fight like a Wolf CPU and just practice edge guarding it. Like, just try all sorts of like stupid shit and just figure out what works out best for you for consistently edge guarding like his side B, his up B, and then like really catching those mix-ups too. Just keep practicing it until you get it down pat. Like, that's one thing that's nice about Spaceys is you can actually fight CPUs and get used to edge guarding them just because they really can't mix up their recovery too much. Now, if they're recovering on stage, then they're dumb, but if like, as far as them going to ledge, you can do a lot with that. Of course, with Wolf in particular, sometimes they'll side be on stage. The good thing is CPUs do that every now and then, but chances are they won't be as smart about it as people are. But you'll be able to learn how to ledge guard them, which is more important. It's because I would say 80% of the time that's what you're dealing with. Okay, so let me input that here. Bam. Okay, so we still do have... Okay, so... Looks like I'm gonna have to call it quits here. I do have somebody else coming over for a little bit. They'll probably be here in like 5 minutes. So that is gonna be the end of this stream. So for you guys tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys learned a lot about the Snake matchup. I heard you learned a lot about the Alamar matchup. I hope you learned more about like really using Duck Hunt's options to cover norms of what people do, because that's one of the biggest ways that you'll succeed, and you really learn the importance of that confirm game, because the confirm game will save you so much time and energy, where in a game where like it really makes a huge difference, it's exactly that. It makes a huge difference. So like please practice those Clay Pigeon combos, but also remember, don't pigeonhole yourself into them as well. Like, you definitely need to learn the neutral before you learn the confirms. If you have the neutral down pat, where like you understand how to fight this character, then that's when you work on the confirms against the character. So first, learn how to deal with snake grenades, and learn how to abuse him in disadvantage. Then you can get into the confirms against him. Olimar, learn how to deal with his Pikmin in neutral, understand what his mentality is with each Pikmin, then learn your confirms. Same with any character. Wolf, learn that you don't trade with him, learn how to call out a lot of his like buttons habits, because that's what basically every single wolf does, then learn your confirms on him. And then, yeah, you should be pretty set on that. If you have any more questions, you know you can always hit me up on the Duck Hunt Discord. I'm always kind of lurking there. Depending on what I'm doing will determine how quick I am to respond. Generally, I'm pretty good about it, but if I'm working, then obviously I'm at work. I'm not going to be able to respond. But, you know, you never know if I have like a little moment where I'm able to. So, yeah, that's going to be it for the stream. Things to look forward to. If you want to support me, you can sub to me on my Twitch over here. I do have some emotes that you can use. I got 3, of course. You know, the more subscribers we get, the more emotes I'm able to put in there. I got the perfect debated face, so that's something I got to turn to an emote at some point. So definitely hope you guys are looking forward to Wang Baited. Then, yeah, guess I probably won't be on Evo anytime soon. But if you want to support me going to that, definitely you can feel free to donate to me on my page over here. You can also support me through Teespring as well. If you guys haven't seen below in the Twitch description, I do have a link to the Twitch store that is on there. Of course, we got the Duck Hunt Dinner shirt. It's one of them. We also have the Thanks for Playing one, which was the end of our time with Smash 4. If it would help at all, you can stay on. Yeah, I mean, that would be the plan. Really, this is just for the flight. If I get the flight covered, then yeah, I'm more than okay to stay there because I wouldn't have to worry about the hotel. So that's really it. But yeah, because I mean, I basically got a week. I don't know why it says 2 days. Like, I definitely set that for like the 31st. I don't know why it doesn't say that. I don't know if I'll be doing another stream before Evo. I'll try to for sure. But I still got. I was like building my drawers earlier today, but I didn't finish doing all of that. But of course, if you're gonna donate to anybody, please donate to Proto. Let's see where he's at right now. Oh yeah, so I still love that this is the misspelling Proto Batman. Sometimes I typed it out that way, but I actually didn't create the page this time. It was like my friend that did. I've worked with her in the past. I worked with her for CEO in particular. She actually housed all the Japanese players. And I typed in, just type in, what was it? I was like, I was going to fly out August. I would fly out on the Friday. So I think it's August 2nd. So yeah, Evo is August 4th. Yeah, I would fly out August 2nd. That's when I would be there. But yeah, so we're at $710. This is all raised in one day, so we're halfway through. So $790 more to go, and then he's all set. So if you guys do want to help him out, I'll post a link down here. If you want to see me in Evo, if you want to see me make videos of it, feel free to donate to this goal here. If I reach $300, I'll go, because $50 really isn't too much for me. But if I want the complete flight covered, $300. Where we get to $250, I would say $250, $300's a definite yes. $350 just covers the entire thing. So yeah, if I go to Evo, I'll definitely make videos on it. I'll help out Wisdom, I'll help out Ozone, and then of course, with the Japanese players, I'll of course network with them and all that. I'll try to do more work with them in the future, just like with Proto Benham right over here, and some other things. Also, I do got more exciting things that are going to be coming up about that as well. That I'll have to announce all of that later. So very, very much a work in progress. That's all I will say for now. The other thing too is the 2 videos I'm working on next. It's going to be about the state of commentary in 2019. Definitely an important topic that I want to talk about, just because not too many people are familiar with what it's like in the commentary scene. So definitely look forward to that. And then also I will do a video on shield can so you guys can use that more effectively. And with that said, thank you guys so much for being degenerates with me. And like always, I'll catch you later. So take care of yourself.